Peace, peace, peace. Let's get it popping soon. Let me set some stuff up. Upper age boy, got that white crown. Upper age boy. Babylonian bars, Ugaritic spit it, get it, dagger on me. That harpoon, it ain't for abalone. Phoenician pieces made of Nubian gold. Antediluvian scrolls hit the Nubian poles. And if you wanna debate that, you'll get truly exposed. I'm like the king of Axum, Axon. Bring the maxims of Pottery back to action. I actually swing my axe, so y-axis 32 degrees west on the y-axis. Try and catch us. Christianity was stole from Kemet, lying bastards. Compare the book of Psalms to Aminope. Sometimes I'm rhyming, I'm just like a shaman, okay? I rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. You rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. I'm a star charting Bantu boy with my bow and arrow. I raise a king in my gnome if I don't know the pharaoh. Explosive and lethal in your dreams like Joseph the Hebrew. And no sending evil, why jet and neck bent. Here to ward that off, I'm not a sage burner. Scroll learner, the page turner. The script writer, put the pen down cause I don't fucking need it. Cause I got the white crown, the upper Egypt. The white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. You rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. I'm a C group, Magi archer from Ta-Nehisi. You conscious community pseudos never try to test me. Cause I'm in rock squad up, fuck religion. And when I'm on the mic, don't cut my wisdom, boy. I'm W.E.B. Du Bois. I'll smother you under the Sphinx, heed the voice. Ancestrally cooking up mean lyrics. Cats fighting cause they don't think the Dogon has seen Cirrus. And DNA can't prove ethnicity. How you conscious? You say Pacific instead of specifically. You know my shit so raw, you get crushed. Think the force of a hippo jaw. It's the Magi. Top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. You rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. Oh, that joint, I love that joint. How y'all doing? How is everybody today? How we getting along today? On this Monday. Girls back in school. Oldest daughter driving. I ain't got to do that commute no more. I sound like a Griselda artist. Shout out to Griselda artist. I appreciate that. I've been swagging for a minute though. I got my record deal in 1993. So hopefully some of the bars that I put out help me to inspire some of the Griselda artists. Matter of fact, we brought Conway. I don't think Westside Guns came, but we brought Conway and Benny to our last event, High Road Day in Oakland. So shout out and thanks for the compliment. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. What's up, Omar? What's up, Pure Black? What it do? Donnie Williams. So my man J Mill been sending me Magi archers arrows up. J Mill been in the field and been trying to drag me to Kemet for the longest. But you see some of the stuff we about to see today, we'll see a lot of common snips that we've seen before. But my brother has taken his time in Kemet to detail and document a lot of this stuff so that we can really have the primaries to do the work that we need to. And all of these photos are courtesy of J Mill. So we're going to dive into it and see what we recognize. And I think we're at Hatshepsut's temple. But how about doing it now the way Egyptologists were forced to? Coming to this section of the wall, and I'm just looking at a collection of my brother's photos. I know what this is because I'm familiar with it. This is, first of all, this is a procession of warriors. We could go so in on it. And I'm really glad he provided me with this one because I have a presentation where I argue what the standard bearer is. And now we can zoom all in on it. You see this standard that he's holding. He's the standard bearer. He's the Tati. We're gonna know all of this by the end of the video. But he's the Tati. I forgot what the extra name was on here. But he's a standard bearer. So this is the temple of Hatshepsut. I propose, I could be wrong. And in order to know whether I'm wrong or not, first I'll zoom out so the photo can catch up to, we have to read the names that are in the Shinu. See, this is wonderful work. Now, shout out to my brother. And if we could get him in the live to explain some of these shots, we will. We got hundreds of them. And we even got we got my Hepri, we got my Hepri, y'all. We got the whole text of my Hepri, like in video and in whatever. But we also have, see, these are things that we could, it's hard to see this on certain, look at that. Y'all can't see it, dang, it probably can't get big enough. I'm looking at it on a pretty big monitor. Let me show you. Look, let's look at how the characters really looked. The detail that you can see in some of these photographs is wonderful. But since, if we were trying to identify which tomb we was coming from right here, the name in this Shinu is scratched out. We only see the sun, which would let us know Ra was in the name. If we got over here, the name is not so scratched out, and we still see Ra is in the name. And so now if we're in the tomb right now, just like he was, and no one was telling you who's, or whatever this was, temple, tomb, I'm sorry, this is a temple. Hatshepsut's temple. If we were in this temple and we was trying to read and we finally found the cartouche, the Shinu, where would we start? How would we read this and carry it on? Most of us know those elementary rules. We see the Nisu Biddy aiming in this direction over here. So what we do is what? We read from the left to the right in the instance of this text here. See everybody looking to the left? So you read into the direction like you read looking at his face like you talking to him. So you read that direction. See what I mean? And so then when we got back to, we could read all of this, is just a waste of time because we do that all the time. But making out this name here, I'll allow someone in the chat to simply put up the name because this is how we build on this channel. You feel me? I know somebody in the chat got that name right there pretty easily. And so, let me see, let me go back to the chat. And so, someone said, Ma'akara. On the screen here, I don't think you were saying Ma'akara for this name. So you might have been talking about the scratched out Shinu. So I'll wait for others in the chat to say what this name is. And this is I could say, this is a 5-syllable name. I'm just going to give that hint. And I think somebody might have already got it in the chat. Let me check the chat. Someone says Amin Keperkara. And another person says Ramin Keperka. Okay, now we'll explain. Both of those are close, but we have to explain why they're only close and not exactly all the way. For the first attestation we got from the good brother Eni Haret, he says Amen Keper Kara, which is very close to right. What he did was he did honorific transposition right, meaning that he took the name Ra and didn't say it at the beginning, even though it's written at the beginning, but that's honorific transposition. So we should say it at the end. But for the men glyph, my brother put Amen. And if you go look up that men glyph, you'll notice that I ain't on the front of it. So that's Donnie Williams, actually. I apologize. I thought that was Eni who put that up there on the screen. That was good brother Donnie Williams. You nice with them glyphs, Donnie. Yeah. Yeah, that was Donnie. Yeah, that was Donnie, my bad. And then we got Obi, who also translated it right, but you did not use the rule of honorific transposition. And so honorific transposition just basically means even if Ra is written first, we pronounce it last. That's why when we read Amen Tadak, we say Tadak Amen. See what I'm saying? So we got to follow that same rule with Min Keper Ha Ra. So then if we knew the name of Hatshepsut, we know Min Keper Ka Ra was her. And these are blessings to her and standard tributes to her. No need to go through this because we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos from the good brother Jamil. And if you tap in, Mill, hit me, I'm going to hit you off with a Zoom link so that we can build on this. So here we see the symbol for Hotep, which you will find translated erroneously in some European Egyptological work as a sacrifice. But Hotep is really nothing but that plate. Southern hospitality is rooted in the concept of Hotep. That offering, this is just a different way, bro. Am I wrong? They just was doing this short. Look, watch, you can see it again. I'll show you again. It's just that offering that you get, like leaving your grandma's house, you're not leaving without a plate. Same right here. See this hand with some bread in it to give? We could dive in on that, but I'm particularly for this, I'm more concerned with these Magi warriors here. As we went over, we had a discussion the other day where we clearly identified that all of the warriors were not Magi, all of the soldiers were not. But once we learn how to read these standards right here, we see that they carrying their tribal insignia anyway. So they letting us know who they is. Yo, I didn't plug what I got going on right now. I like to always plug what I got going on first, but I'll wait and do a commercial in the middle. So here, it seems we have a name of either where we at, or I know this ain't the name of the contingency of the soldiers. So this term here, and it even has the per at the end of it, which could be a name for where we're at right now. And what was her temple called? This could be it, but I don't know. I don't see no R. Yeah, that might, if this is an R at the end, what is this up here? A deteriorated R or not? Well, I don't know, but I don't think this says, but I think the temple is called JSesh. I see an S, and if this is a deteriorated R, and then we see this par, but I don't. That could be 100% wrong, so don't trip. But this is just a nice start. And then, like the good brother Ujahu showed here the other day, them doing a dance in this procession. Grooving. So that's a part of it. A war dance. A particular war dance. And dude got his, come on, bro. What he got, like a jaguar or something? On the leash?
in ancient times. Wow, this is just a little look at how Hatshepsut just share. But I think I got away. And he got tons of them in there. If we just look at the detail on the colors, this is not no facsimile. This ain't no reproduction. This the homie with a camera. That's why we're gonna see some that we possibly have not really seen well publicized. So now we're asking the chat who we're dealing with. I don't know what's going on in the center of this photo. It seems like something is hovering right over this. What's this right here? They put something there? I don't know, but this ain't gonna be as easy as a name to read. But all of the same rules apply. We're just reading down. We got two for this name. It should be easy because we got two of the same words that was in the other name. Three of the same words. So I'll say it. This is men, as in the sonnet board. It's just it's a biliteral. It's the M and the N. A biliteral glyph means you have two sounds for that one symbol. So this represents the M and the N right here. And this is the Kepper, a triliteral. K-P-R, X-P-R, K-H-P-R. K-H is one transliteration symbol. The Kepper sound. So this is men, Kepper, and this is the Ra circle up here. Obviously with this name, we're gonna do the same thing, but what we're gonna do? We're gonna read the deity's name last, or the most prominent deity is always written first to honor him, but that ain't necessarily his name. But that ain't necessarily the first thing you read when you, it's like this. When the writing for people to read, you never put your likeness before the likeness of deity. But in addressing you in real life, they address your likeness and then your relevance to that deity. See what I mean? But you would never write down a God's name at the end of your name in Medu Neter. So then when we're reading this, we always know, even if the God, I don't start by saying Dehudi here, or if that's even right. Feel me? I don't start by saying Dehudi here. I start at the Nefer, I think. So, yep. So this would be Nefer, Kepper, Mes. See, this is, look. So I would go Nefer right here, Kepper, Mes, and here go the other S. That let me know to say the S last because the phonetic complement is at the bottom. This phonetic complement does not complement Kepper. Kepper ends in a R. This ends in a S. Mes ends in a S. And so they put the phonetic complement on the bottom. So it lets me know the reading order in a way. And again, people could dig in on that. So I would say, I just don't know if this is Dehudi, but I know it's Dehudi. So I'm going to say Nefer. I'll say Nefer, Kepper. I'll say Nefer, Kepper, Mes, Dehudi, Mes, Dehudi. Or Dehudi, Mes, huh? Nefer, but you see, it's probably going to be Dehudi, Mes when you say it in person, but now we saying, we have to transpose it and say Dehudi last, if that's Dehudi. So let me ask you in the chat. Dehudi, yeah, they say Dehudi most. Yeah, exactly. Dehudi most. That's how we saying it in right now, but then he wrote it backwards. And so I see my good brother Donnie wrote Dehudi Mes, Nefer, Kepper, yep, Dehudi Mes. Okay, but what about the honorific transposition? That's what I'm talking about. And so I want to know We say it Tahuti mess because we know it that way, right? But how is it? You see what I mean? Look what we're doing in the first instance. We're saying min keper ra in order to say ra at the end because of the honorific transposition. But in the case of Tahuti, for some reason, we say Tahuti mess, not honoring Tahuti. So I guess that's how that is. Tahuti mess, nefer keper. Nope. So this keper got it. This mess is last. I'm saying Tahuti mess, nefer keper. Let's look it up. Let's say this is just. Let's look that up. But I wish the teachers was here, would appear, because the student is ready. Let me see. But if I was following I know what we've been taught. And I'm saying if you was reading this following the rules of honorific transposition, then you'd have to say this name different. But yeah, y'all right. That's Tahuti mess, because it's Tutmos. You feel me? But I would want to hear what someone else has to say about that. Wonderful photos. I like just building on them though. I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, I ain't gonna be mad to just sit here and do it how we do it, you know what I'm saying, and dive in on some of these. Somebody, let me get the spam out of my group real quick. Delete. Bam, bam. Let me see. So we just gave away $150 cash prize to a owner of one of the Hyro Heads NFTs. So if you are a person who's taking advantage of the fact that we were just giving those NFTs out just for hodling bar, well, if you own Hyro Head number 19, check out the Telegram group or check out the Discord and go collect your $150 reward at shophyro.com. Just something we're doing. This is a good photo too. It's just something we're doing to help people out. I mean, you know, to reward people again. I was just looking at how Ramses or whoever this was is chiseled right here. But we're gonna get into that. What we was gonna do if we really want to step our game up. Let's get into that Magi Hepri. So I want to read this. Attention, flash photography is not allowed under any circumstances. You will wake up the ancestors. So if you need tickets to Habu Temple, Ramses Temple, Knock It and Mena, what? Knock It and Mena and Amenope, Rek Mirai. All right, so that's really knowledge like Ra. Rek me. So sometimes it'll look like it say Rekirmuri, but since I'm noticing the words in there, I just like Rek me Ra. Rekmiri. But it'll probably be Mary. And Senefer, dang, Ramos, Usatat. This is just like, this is dope. Damn. I wonder where this is at. I need to hit my man and see if he could come tell us where all these stuffs is at. Look like white Nubian-ish. It says WB. I don't know where that is. It's WB44. See how they scribbled their little Greek stuff next to it? They was just doing graffiti. That's graffiti, blood. That is what graffiti is. And that's a shame, too. Like, your shit was looking so bootsy next to what really was going on. Can y'all see it as good as I can? Look. See, they just put graffiti. And it says something about Hiero. Who can read that glyphs? This is Coptic. I can read this. It says Anuk. So somebody says, I am Anuk. Not this is a P, is that end looking thing is the P in Coptic, huh? Pon Anuk Pon somebody Hiero something. I'm telling you. This is just this. I mean, that ain't Anuk, but it looked like it, dude. Come on, let's open up a Coptic dictionary. That's gonna be Coptic. But they doing scribble scrabble next to the on the temples. Oh, that's you? Is that you? I think the winner just spoke up. Is that you? Are you the winner? Or are you the winner? Because I'm just doing multiple things at once. Are you the winner? I'm trying to see. That guy just said yay, like he celebrated as if he was the winner of a prize that we gave away. Join our Telegram group. Go to hieroglyphics.com. Get down with all of that. You can learn crypto with the projects that we doing. Karakamun. I never even heard of Karakamun. Where was I at? So now we'll go. I think we went through Habu already. We was in the WBs. They go them pottery shards. First hand Magi archers. Work. J Mill photography. Bruh, where was these Nubians at? I want to know the whole story. That's dope. This is the stuff we be talking about. Think this just fell off? Or they tried to reface it? How's them rocks so smooth up under there, too? Come on, we're going to find something we can read. I'm just going to click through to get to the... Or we could just go straight to the homework, but I would... Okay. This is stuff people be trying to say is aliens, so I know this is SETI, huh? Let's see. No, this ain't the SETI. So this is... somebody's a ruler, too. We got the mess. I'm just missing this one right here. Because it's kind of done. Oh, that's a soup plant. Now that I see it at the bottom, see? Look at these things at the bottom. So we got Mesu, Hika, and who is this? Harakti? Haka something else. Haka An. This is one I be forgetting, y'all. Let's remember this one from this day on. I think it is IWN. This right here. But right now we know this is Mesu. We'll see what the chat says. Right now we know this is Mesu. Hika. I say this is IWN. Mesu Hikaun Harakti. That's what I'm saying. But that I don't gotta be right. You feel me? Mess is right here. And here go the other S phonetic complement, like we always say. This is a soup plant. Su. So we got Mesu. And then we got this Haka symbol, a symbol for a prince or a ruler. Haka. Then we got what I call IWN. Now I need to step my own game up, open up the dictionary, and show you why I think that's the IWN. As the chat chimes in, this represents like a bow or something to me. That's to me. But I can fix it. Like, I mean, I can stop conjecturing and simply get to the bottom of it. So we open up our favorite dictionary, which allows us to search transliteration. It's one of the reasons why we love this dictionary. And I'm going to put an I, a W, and an N and see if my instincts is off. So what I'm looking for is that bow thing. It looked like a quiver with an arrow sticking out, if you ask me. This is also a way to say complexion hue, by the way. IWN, remember that. Because I remembering this, like you got brain to remember stuff. Oh yeah, I think I just seen it. Told you. Bow. Come on, blood. We know our glyphs. Ain't this the thing that looks like a little bow sticking out of a quiver? IWN. Ain't that it? Just with a longer bow? I mean, with a longer arrow? So he's like the ruler of, somebody need to tell me that. So basically what we'll do here is go to, no, don't worry about that, because we're going to go to 028. That is the Gardner code for identifying the first symbol here. See? If they got a college course like this somewhere, tell me where it's at. I'm a rock squad, a bum rusher. So now we're going to look up 028, and I want to see if the chat agrees or not. Tahuti said, good job. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think that is that Aum right there, but I could be wrong. But I want to get to the bottom of it. So, because I know that's, yeah, it's like a pillar, exactly. Like this pillar, they're not using it in the sense of, they're not using it in the sense of a deity. So this is like, some will say I win. I say I own, because every time I see a W, I change it to a U, because that's the place. It's really holding the place of a U, but that's not to argue. Like her name is not Merwet. Her name is Moot. So we got to be consistent with our transliteration. We can't go from calling her Moot to calling Unes Winnie, because we inconsistent with our transliteration of our W's. So if I'm saying Moo Wet, then I'm going to call Winnie Winnie. But if I'm saying Moot, I'm going to call Unis. Unis. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because those are two different transliteration styles. And anyway, so we do see that we found that bow, so we could get back out the dictionary into, no one has told me this Nisuit's name though. So we got the mess. So just so everybody, because it's people at different levels of this, right? So we got to have a wiki open too. Man, I be seeing so much pseudo shit online, line. First, I thought I wanted to dialogue with somebody. Then I started hearing them. Woo! You start hearing them saying all this other stuff. So they said it was 046, right? So we're going to get to the bottom of 028. I'm sorry. 028 is what I say is right here. I kind of know it at this point. Dude just drew it with a longer thing, and then we're gonna show how to get to the bottom of this. So for everyone, for anybody doing this type of research, If you got these limited tools that we have in front of us, you can begin on your elementary journey to, you know, on the ABC journey. It's a whole bunch of alphabet after ABC, but this is like a preliminary, you know, a way that you can start seeing what something means. So, excuse me. I don't want nobody to be confused, like, that's all you gotta do, and then you're gonna be, 028. So this is what I'm gonna do. Since they don't provide information when you're looking at this page, I want 028. You just gonna come up on here if you're looking at the Gardener sign list on Wiki. Click into it and you get more information. Now it's a column. Okay, so I messed that up. To me, it looked like an arrow or archer, but they're saying it's a column. Great, we know it as our own anyway. Never pass up on a learning moment. Don't be so tripping off a teaching moment. A learning moment is just as good as a teaching moment. So that is classified as a column, and I can say that that's what it is. So let me look in the chat and see if we got the name of this person. Nobody put that up. I think this is Mesu Haka Aum Harakti. This is Horus with the Ra Harakti, so Harakti. But that's just me saying that. Someone else can help. So now if we get out of that part and just started reading, where we at? See, this is what you want to know. How you know if this is Ra right here, if it's in... See, we know this is Sarah because it's a circle, but we got other glyphs that are circles, and if you read in the actual walls, how you distinguish between particular circle glyphs? Huh? So look, you see the soup plant again? That's broken by the wall, but if we look inside his name, we see it right here. So now we know. But this just is saying different shit. And this is why it's good to read what's actually on the walls, because this ain't how you get it on the pieces of paper when you this still say Nisu a different way though. And it say, so I'm just gonna call this a Ra, right? I mean, I know how to do it. I know all the circles in my head. So either you're going to say Ra right here, or you're going to say kin for this word. This ain't kin, because we got a su right here, right? We got a su, and we got a in. So this is nisu. It's just written a different way, and we got to understand that and not be acting like everything going to look like a book when we come to it. So I don't know why to say, you could tell me why I say Ra nisu. Or maybe someone else will say no, something else. But then I see some type of deity. We see something for, what do we see here? We should love this part. Huh? So this symbol, we know Nefer. We know Nefertiti. A circle with a line, but all of us. Make it be so easy when you don't try hard. It's like a spoon, like making something hella common in your brain. A spoon with some little pivots at the top. It don't have to be what it really is in order for you to, every time you see that spoon looking thing, you're gonna know it's Nefer. So we got Hotep right here. So now we got good offerings. But this is really the good. I think this adjective is never in front of the word. So it's not good offerings. This adjective is at the end of nisu. Nefer nisu. I'm just tripping off this. And let's see if somebody can explain that's what they say. Donnie said, I know the sun disc gets me an HR Ra. gets me. It's an HR. Okay, Nephra, Hotep, Mary. Yep, exactly. That's what we was just reading, and Donnie seems to be all the way on point with that. We got Nefer, but I think the Nefer is part of the Nisut. So it's Nisut Nefer, like a good king. And then they got, because the adjective is behind this too. Beloved, he's beloved, and this is Hotep. Peace, offering of peace to the beloved. And then we go back and we have to start. I don't know why we started there. Because it just started at the very beginning. And so now it will resume over here where we see another soup plant, right? So that's soup plant. And you see this T down here. And then this, if you can barely see it, let me make it. I can see it good. See, it's like a triangle right here. That's to give. So this is something to give to the king. They just showed us he was beloved and they was about to make the offering to him right here with the hotel. So if this continues how I think, and it reads as if it should continue this way, like if there's not another wall off of the photograph, then we got another soup plant, right? So we got the king again, we got that T, but then we got this triangle, which means give. D-I is how you transliterate it. D to like give. So this is to give the king something. And we see this determinative to let us know what we're talking about. Now we see this term. We see this, look. This bird up here is which is like something great or something bad. But the phonetic complement is under it. So these two is Now who we got right here? The abyss or not? Don't mess that up. This ain't Sarah, is it? No. Because this is not look at the type of bird this is. So even though we got Ra above it, which is different, see, looking at the actual primaries be different. Am I wrong? I need some other, I'm gonna open up a Zoom. And I need to hit J Mill so he could, I'm gonna text him and see if he could come explain some of his photographs. Because I know he's been doing homework on these for a minute. Arrows up. Let me see. See if we could get an explanation from the photographer. And then we're going to, well, I don't even know, man. I just bought it. I had to buy a new phone, man. God, dude, I just be having to wake up and buy a new phone. I'm like, oh, new phone. Because maybe when I got older, I stopped buying cases. I'm going to start back buying cases. That's why you be buying it. But I don't do them. Don't think I do them expensive phones. Most of I'm paying for a phone like $150, $200. Nice little off-brand model something. Anybody, if you trying to get the brand new phone every time it come out, God, how could that still be part of your culture at this age? You gotta let that go. That's only programming, dude, by corporations and companies. You know what I'm saying? I had a nice line of something from 10 years ago and be like, this one still work. But I'm looking for J Mill. I can't find him. I am going to open up a Zoom. And then I want my brothers in the meanwhile to work this one out for us. We know it's Tahuti and we know it's Rob, but you ain't going to say Tahuti, Rob. Right? Oh, J Mill right there. He said he out now when he get home. Okay, word up. I appreciate that. Hopefully, yeah, I ain't got much to do, so I'll be streaming. Let me see. Watch the web, start the stream. Wow. I just started a little Zoom for anybody who want to help read these glyphs or give me some instruction where I need it. I'll share it in the chat. Or if you want to build on any subject, it's all good. You want some smoke? You want, it's all, nah. You know what, that's good. That's terminology is played out. Like, first of all, it come from Gunsmoke, so it shouldn't be no shit that we coin as debate. Debate mean to beat down. That's still physical. You can get them hands and feet scholastically. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't tripping off the smoke. All right, there we go with a Zoom link for anyone who is available and will probably want to build on the subject or got questions or anything as we continue. And so it was about something great or bad here, but it's not going to be bad on this coronary. It's going to be great. All right, you want to break that down? We follow everything with a dictionary. To find that, you put a W and an R, right? And the first thing that's gonna pop up when I click next is gonna be that same sparrow bird. Look. Wow. So this is funny because they just took the two last terms that I was looking up and combined them. And so it didn't show the sparrow bird, but you'll see why. Also, I need to give my search better data and tell it to be case sensitive. See, there it is. See that bird in that mouth? Then you go back to the walls. What you see? Let me see if I can. Just remember, you see the shape of this bird. Got to remember, all the birds look different. So the shape of it, I make it bigger. The shape of this bird and his mouth under it. That says Some say were, but you can say were or How about that? Again, it's gonna be that bird watch. See, most places, tower. This is a location, a bad place. Tower, Thinus. Now, a great place, Thinus, Tower. The great land, Thinus. It's either bad or great. Remember. Because this word actually do mean bad. It's not like Ben, the word Ben, but we seen this sparrow representing enough times to know that when we see the sparrow right here, what we supposed to see, what we supposed to think. And here go the R to let us know. Now we see Tahuti, and I'm messing up because they got this Ra right here, which is weird. So let me just say what they want me to say. And this look like a little smashed up Hotep at the bottom. Feel me? A straight line that used to have something right here. But hey, let me see what the chat's saying. Peace, casual, off topic, but Heads was just talking about the legendary Saphir Hyro battle just yesterday. OG still relevant. Well, you know, I appreciate that. At this point, relevance, like, you know what I mean? You know what that is to me? That's my daughter's one to talk and not stay in that room all day. You feel me? Like, as far as hip hop, I gas everybody, and we know that skills ain't necessarily the focus. And so, you know, I ain't really tripping. But I appreciate the compliments and thanks for chiming in. I hardly ever do shows building at this point talking about hip hop and stuff. It's most likely because I think we need more knowledge and information. I don't think everybody need to be sitting around reading glyphs and shit, but the type of discourse that we having, the type of discourse that we having, it helps to promote and push things forward. So I like doing this mode, and I like talking about hip hop damn near. But thanks, bro. Appreciate that. So I don't know about that Dehudi Ra Hotep, but see, I'm doing this instructionally right now. If I was just trying to like do me by myself, I would have just accepted all of my readings and I would come back to it. So I would be like, Dehudi, what I see is Dehudi Ra Hotep, and I see some type of plurality, M, Was, and then we see a symbol for that. This shouldn't be red. You ask me. And so we got a Chu. If this should be red, no. This Y scepter with the look, they even put the ostrich feather on the Y scepter. But this ostrich feather, all right, what is this? This ostrich, this Y scepter, I think it got a determinative on it, because I hardly ever come to this term where you reading this, but maybe sometimes. When it got the leaf in this, when it got the piece of bread in his hand, you might read it. But when it got this like stick in his hand, I think it's a determinative. So let's look at this word right here and see what's up. Is this word, we're reading from the left to the right, right? So this word should be chetu. Chetu. And let's look and see if we can find this word in the dictionary. Chetu, capital T. Wait, let's go look and see again. Capital T, lowercase t, and a W. Lowercase t and a W. They don't got that word in there. Let me see. All right. This is a different way. I put a lowercase t, so that ain't really it. And so then you look for the word not pluralized. There you go. So if a chat, this is just one definition, but look, we found the word, right? Let me show you. See this word? See this word? It's the same thing. So if this one has a U on the end, which means plurality. So this is a word, it says companions. And now they're about to say, so, all right, this ain't a word. Sets ain't a word. So this is, that's hard. You know why? It's not hard. I know what we're looking at, but sect. Sakek. Look, see, this is the S, this is the H. Sahek. And then this is like a K, and this is like a KH. I know this S, I'm not even incorporating it into the word yet. To find the root word, if it has an S at the beginning, I can find the root word by going through the symbols behind it and then coming back to this. So I see a H, a K, and a X, basically. HKX for transliteration. HKX. I don't know that word. I've never seen that word. And so that might not be right. HKX. You know why I see an X? Because I'm tired of thinking every circle is Ra. And the N, let's try NX. KX. Ain't nothing with no KX. X represents the KH sound together. A circle, if it ain't Ra, it could be a KH sound. If this is Ra again, see, it starts to get, it's not as easy, is it? Because you have to parse the words. So the last thing, I didn't have problem parsing after M, was. Then I found this word, which was like some companion, but I want to see if this was going to lead up to say something like companions of the king. Anyway, that's cool. Because I wasn't trying to get stuck on that one photo. I want to look at all these photos. I'm just imagining. This is opening up my imagination. It's not, I mean, all right, like this, like, damn, dog. Whatever this led to, when it led to it, was fat. Because this temple's all up throughout these hills. Dang. Straight. All right, so this gotta be the Valley of the Kings or something. Let's go. So this, honestly, being able to see somebody's personal photographs of their research type trip, you know what I'm saying? Some people just want to stand next to the pyramid and they wouldn't think to take a picture or something like this. But this is, I ain't seen, I have not been able to see it like this. You know what I'm saying? Just from being on the internet clicking images. Like it's stuff way up here. See, what is this thing? That must be, I don't know what that is. So where we at, y'all? That same place. Because we got, nope, this is a different place. Who is this? If this is great, right? This little stroke is for greatness. Somebody tell me whose temple this is. Keper Enra, right? See, this is what I'm trying to say. That is that's how they figured out honorific transposition, I think. Because they know that the N is a preposition connecting two words. So how you gonna have an N which ain't a phonetic complement at the end of Keper? The phonetic complement will represent the last sound in the preceding term. So my name is John, and you wrote John, what's the phonetic complement? A N. If my name is Carl, and I wrote Carl with a phonetic complement on the end, what's going to be after the L of the Carl? Another L. That's ancient Egyptian grammar. So then, they know that. I'm talking about how you figure this out. We know that N is a phonetic, it's not a phonetic complement to the word Keper. So it's attaching another word. The word is attaching is up here, Ra. But we had to write Ra first because we can't write him last because it's disrespectful to the deity. You see? So his name is really or Keper Enra. And that makes sense. Changes in or of transformations, great transformations of Ra. But just doing that over and over again is just boring to me. I like diving into the, like over here, what we got. Look, see, how you gonna say that? I know this is horror. I know what I'm looking at. You feel me? But I'm talking about this Ra with the snake coming down from it with an ankh on it. You got to, how you transliterate that? That's, you feel me? Ra with the snake coming down with the ankh on it. It's not hard, but Like all of this bull is gonna be what? Naked, right? Am I wrong? We pull up the dictionary. What's the bull? Naked? I'll write N-A-X. I'll write N. No, I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna put bull. That bull is naked though, right? All right, what's that bull? Somebody about to tell me. Mighty bull. Why do I think naked is a bull? Ka? Ka, naked. Naked is might. Ka is that bull. Let's see what they said in the chat. Oh, Ka is that bull, and Ka naked is the mighty bull. Okay, so Ka is that bull. Naked is the might of the bull, huh? Oh, yep, Ka naked. See, at least my stuff ain't, you know, when I mess up, I'm messing up right. Ka was the bull. I thought naked was the bull. Naked represents the might. Ka is the bull. So when we got Ka naked, Ka is the bull in that instance. So then we go back here, we got Ka, because this first Ka is the bull, and the second Ka is an appearance of. This is a mighty appearance. M-was, man. Tell me that ain't Waset. I'm just seeing this Waceptor, and it's some mighty appearance M-wa of authority. How about that? A mighty appearance of authority. But I think this is, it ain't saying a locality. I'm just saying it's a was. Look, I always got to get the dictionary when I'm to show you what I mean. Wow. See? Was. See that was? See that was right there? Okay. See that was? Was. See it? Let me go back here and we see it too. Looking a little different, but if you look at the bottom, how it's put, you know it's the same thing. I don't know what temple this is. My man J Mill said he might be at the house in a minute. I should still be. But by that time, we're going to be, ooh, what's this? That's hard. Y'all hear that garbage truck outside? Listen. I ain't even let you hear that. Cool, they got noise cancellation, huh? I'm going to listen back to the video to see if y'all hear that loud ass truck. And I know a lot of you guys have been to Kemet, but I haven't seen a lot of people sharing their photographs or what have you. So I was like, instead of just sitting looking at these by myself, why not? I'm looking at different things too, like how they colored stuff. And how this wasn't all as in the lines as you might have thought. I'm pretty sure it ran, but it didn't run up over the years. Either it was more red up here, but I'm just tripping off that. Maybe this red faded and this stayed, but it don't look like that. It was just like trying to be in the lines on that on that photograph. All right. Anyone in the chat want to tell me what we have here? Where we are? I see some weird things, but it's all good. All right, well, I just see the two lands in somebody's name. How many times you see the two lands in somebody's name? Mestaui. Mestaui. Mestawi. Mestawi. So what we got? Now we got Amen up here. See, this is men, but we got the leaf before it. So this is Amen. So we know we saying him at the end too. This N is a phonetic complement on this Amen. So this is three 3 symbols, 3 sounds, and 3 amen. But that's said last, right? But what do you do when you got 2 deities in their name? You have to say, to me, you say them in the order of the deities. So which deity is bigger than the other? Really? Amen is more than Harakti. I mean, Amen is way bigger than Harakti. And I'm saying that this is Harakti. Ra Harakti. Is that incorrect? Look at this. Golly. Harakti. Is that wrong? See? Ra Harakti. So there we have it, right? But no, don't get that twisted. Let me go back. Is that just Ra? Just Ra? Just Ra? So that could be just Ra too. I thought that was Ra Harakti, even though it's definitely Ra Harakti. This is making it easier for me. Look, Ra Harakti. But being able to call that just Ra makes it very easier. Hella easier. But I want to see what the chat says, and I like to talk to my, like when I see this, I don't just say Ra. Because it's not just Ra. It is Ra when Ra and Horus was together. Ra Harakti. But if you can see this and just say Ra, that's cool. And I'm proving it here because it say right here. See this term? Let's get over here. This ain't J Mills photos, by the way. I went to Wiki. But see right here? They don't want you to just say Ra for this. Because this is the same. This and this is damn near the same thing. But this is, look, this is Akit. Ra, Hor, Akit, T. Checkmate. Ra, Horus, the horizon is the Akit. And this is T. So this is Ra Harakti when we see him. But people just will say that's Ra. That's cool. I'm not mad at that. Ra is just the sun. But yeah, that's Ra. You're right. Don't get it twisted, because when he on his solar bark and stuff, it ain't just a disc. He takes a human form. But let's read what they say. Ra Harakti is combined deity of Horus and Ra, and usually depicted as the falcon-head god wearing the sun disc. This is about to lead us down a different study real quick. And I love when things lead me down a different study. Because what I want to know is, why is Ra Harakti so early in the pantheon? I'll talk about that later, though. It's just a thought that comes to my mind. So let's just say, no, that's not just Ra again, because you wouldn't have had to take up the space writing this. But nevertheless, we'll say his name is, oh my God, how did I do that? We'll say his name is Not will say his name is. His name is. You see this myrrh right here? So there we got the myrrh right there. We got the mess. Taui. We got the two lands. So really, he's the beloved child of the two lands, Ra Amen. Oh, Mary Amen? They want that to be Mary Amen? Okay. They want that to be Mary Amen. So this is Mess. This is Mess Taui Ra Mary Amen. This is what I would say. Mess Taui Ra Mary Amen. And if I had to say Ra, but if I was doing my homework, I would say Mess Taui Ra Haraki Mary Amen. And we got the easy ones. We should know this since Ashra Crazy. Sentep chosen in by Ra. Chosen by Ra, Sentep and Ra. We got who? This looks like my aunt. User. Look. You see this? So this is why I want to ask you this. This is a hard homework question for a MetaNature reader. I want to pose this question to you. Why? What position do these three deities take in the honorific transposition of the name of Ramses? That's your SAT MetaNature question. The question is, explain the positioning of the deities in the name of Ramses. User is a deity. Ma'at is a deity. And Ra is a deity. Why is his name User Ma'at Ra and not Ma'at User Ra or not User Ra Ma'at? 500 pages on that. If you want to be a boss. Don't have me do them 500 pages on that. So, Ra reigns supreme over nearly everyone. Let's be clear on that. All right? Ra gonna be at the end of everybody's name. That means he written first. You're not gonna find Sentep and Ra is one name. So, but you won't really find Ra in the middle of the name. Look, Ra, what is this? They saying this gotta be wrong, blood. I'm trying to say, look, they trying to say Ra, Misu, Mary Amen. So that's what I'm trying to say. Blood. We need to argue this. You feel me? I don't know. That's not right. Or this is my question. I can't say it's not right. They're breaking the rule they taught us when transliterating this name. And the answer is why. I mean, the question is why. Look. They say every time you got a circle, it's Ra, right here. And you pronounce it. It's written first, but you pronounce it last. Right? Well then, it's working here. User Ma'at Ra. Chosen of Ra. Then we got Sentep in Ra. Honorific transposition works in both of those instances. Then we come to his first name, and for some reason, the rule is apparently defied. That's why it took me so damn long to read this. I know what this say. But I just was reading it like A, B, C, sounding it out. You feel me? But I clearly want everyone to know that why are we saying Ra first in the names of Ramses? Ra, Mess. Now, so this ain't Ta'ui. This is just two S's, two S bolts, which looks terribly confused. Oh, so y'all can't see that right now. This right here is just two S bolts. Don't make no sense. I mean, it makes sense. Mess with one phonetic complement. Sue. But this don't say Sue. This is just another S. Ramses. Yeah, that's how they pronounce it. I mean, that's how they transliterate it. But the question is, and I'm glad I'm doing this because I wouldn't have focused on this just if I wasn't looking at my man pictures. We look at this all the time and we read what they tell us to read. The question here is, why do you pronounce Ra at the end of these two names and at the beginning of this name? With no instructions. They ain't put no instructions. They ain't put no nothing. We had to figure this out. Egyptologists had to figure this out. And I want to know, why is his name Ramses then? The Ra and Ramses is Ra. That's supposed to be at the end. So then honorific this grammatical rule, I don't think we have it all the way figured out. And I mean, I definitely don't. But I think I have a very good understanding of it. And here on this primary account, we see the rule being broken. So this is Ramses then. It took me, I mean, now again, on YouTube, yeah, it just took me how long to see that. But I could have just looked at this and said, this is Ramses, just from looking at User Ma'at and Tepin Ra. I'm tripping off this look like in a Ta'ui, but that's what happened when you're looking at a primary. Didn't nobody go on the wall and trace it out for you to tell you what it really do? You gotta look for yourself. We're still, oh, I'm capping to say Ramses up here the whole time. I could have looked up there and seen that. That wasn't so clear. So I got a question here, and we're gonna look into this one too. Could we see what's going on here from the very, very, very start? First of all, this is already a rigger. Tell me, my Meta Nature people, that's a rigger. How you gonna fly me all the way to Egypt and put a glyph in my face that y'all don't be putting in the homework all the time? See, they need, this looks like an extension of the TCH. You feel me? But I mean, I'll work my way through it. I know it's a word. I know it's an abstract concept because of the papyrus roll right here. What do you reference? Nobody know what this is. Stop fronting, because I know I'm up there. If anybody, is only person who can answer this right now is Ujahu. And he'll have to go scrambling through some books real quick. Come on, let me ask Any. Let me see what Any got. Come on, Any. Let me see. Let me go see the chat. And there we go. Oh, yeah, I told you, yeah, they're going to throw this whole, you got off the airplane, you was with your whole family, and you looked at this glyph and was like, what the hell? But anyway, we can read this. We doing homework, right? So we just mark this off. We see Ptah here. They're discussing. After that, whatever they're saying about him, they talk about Ptah. And we see the deity Ptah here with his little pochief. So we know they're talking about Ptah. And at this time, it seems as if Ptah is the Sultan or his king, where we see suits right here and an F. F represents his. He's the king. Not he's the king, but his king, right? Ptah, why is Ptah the king? We just gonna read it and see what they talking about. We definitely know the suit plant is just a short for Nisut. So something about his king or his lord, you know what I'm saying? Because we got this horny viper snake. Now we got this pillar right here. What's this pillar, y'all? Which one is this? This ain't Aum. This ain't Jed. This is a different type of wall or pillar that I ain't remembering right now. So when they put Nebonk, all lives, Nebonk, but you have to trip. They spelled out Ankh. So I ain't gonna skip over this pillar because people want to learn. My brain gotta activate and the chat gonna help. Which pillar is this? So since we don't have to do that because we got all the tools that we want, we're gonna go to Wiki, and I'm showing people how to use Wiki to assist in this type of a study. You have to be looking at Gardner's sign list. There's no opinions on the sign list. So you're gonna go to, now what we notice to be is a pillar, a column, or a part of a building. And this is why Gardner's sign list is good, because it's classified in that way. You don't have to know what you're looking for in order to find it. You can go to parts of buildings and then find it. And so I'm looking in where I proposed. I thought it might be something like 021 here. Like this 021, but nah. You feel me? You got to make that deduction yourself. It's definitely not none of these because we know them. And the reason why they drew it like this was important with the 3 things on each side. That's what it should look like when we find it. But it's a pillar, sort of like this one. See, 036. There it is. This is it. It got the 3 things on the 3 sides. See, it's 036. Oh, yeah, Jewel Money just put Jewel Money on point. He said it right before and then 036 is what? Let's see. So now that I got 036, I'm gonna come back and click O and click list of Egyptian signs to get the information on it. Go down to 036. Trust me, you can do this, and if you just wanna act like you hate Wiki, only other option is flipping through a big ass blue book called the Alan Gardner's sign list. So this is a wall. As we knew it was a wall, but I didn't know how you transliterated it. So they transliterated Aneb. This J is an I. So Aneb. So they're telling me it is an ideogram or a determinative, meaning sometimes you pronounce it and sometimes it's just to help you like an emoji for the word in front of it. So then, if that's the truth, let's see if this is to be pronounced or is this to be an emoji for the word in front of it, which is really called a determinative. Since the word in front of it we see is Ptah, we know that's a deity. Nisut, F, his king, or some type of he's the king or whatever. This would be its own word then. So I would say, but now let's see what the word is defined as. Don't get it twisted. The glyph is a wall, they're telling us, and it transliterated back to a neb, but they're not necessarily giving us the meaning yet. And that's where people be messing up. So let's go look and see. Watch. We're going to go see, and it's going to say, oh, they use this to mean these things. See, like, for instance, right here, Aneb Right here, Aneb Hedge is Memphis. So the meaning is different. So that's why people mess up when they be like, you're supposed to read it symbolically. Yes, you are. We say that all the time. And there's particular glyphs that you actually supposed to read symbolically. But you would have just made an error right here trying to read this symbolically because it's a wall and we know it's a wall. But if I went back to the wall and said wall, I would have messed up. Because we know that that wall is used to mean other things. So right now, Kemet, this is just the builder of walls. And so, okay, let's get to where we mean. So Pakar Ha and Neb is the parade around the wall of the building, but it's still leading back to wall directly. A procession around the wall, a flat out wall. All right. But now we're getting to where Aneb had, this is just, no, that's the transliteration, meaning a different word. If we don't find this transliteration, so a fortification. Okay, that's pretty good. A fortification. So, So I'm going to, so the Nisut can't be the fortification, but he's the one who fortified, huh? It's a verb right here, right? Yep. So I was going to say, we're not reading he's the wall. We're going to go back. He fortified. Nisut, something patah, something Nisut. This means something about a neb, and we got Aneb, Neb, Ankh, Taui. All right, so he fortified all of the people in the two lands. He brought, this ain't to bring together either, but he did something that a wall will do besides separating them. Feel me? And here go the two lands, and here go that foreign land determinative that we often talk about. Dang, when I look at the YouTube, that shit big on the wall. Y'all seeing it like I'm seeing it on my screen. I mean, that's dope because we could really get it in. This now, why do we look at primaries? For reasons like this. The Egyptologists have already determined that this is an M bird, I'm pretty sure. Right? But what we have here is just a little blurt of stuff on the wall. On a facsimile, they've already, no, honestly, on a facsimile, it's going to look just like this. But on a reproduction, what they'll do is they'll go ahead and fill in what we've came to the conclusion that this glyph is. And I see a good brother, Joe tapping in, and we're going to let Joe in the stream. As a matter of fact, I put a chat up for anybody who wants the chat. But whenever you're ready, Joe, you got the floor. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm driving right now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We all hear you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask you, because I remember we talked about the language. For us, Neb, Nabu, means to hold.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if I were to say I'm holding something, I would say Anebak. Anebone. It's like I am holding.
Mm-hmm.
So what it possibly could mean is that the Nesut or the king is holding. Possibly is what technically a wall does, keeps together something.
Oh, okay, I feel you. Yeah, and it makes the same type of sense for fortifications, because right here it says Aneb, Neb, Ankh. Neb, Ankh is all lives. In this instance, this Neb right here, if you can see it, it's all as in all. So he fortified. It says Aneb, Neb, Ankh. which is like, yeah, you're like, and what did you say it meant in your language? To hold.
Is to hold or to grasp. Something.
Yeah, which is like similarly like, I mean, a fortification holds the people, correct? And right here it says Neb Ankh, which means all lives. So that
and that's
goes,
one thing I wanted to ask you too. Like, how do you get life out of Ankh?
well, I mean, all right, that's a good question. When I'm not getting life out of Ankh from anything other than what people have, like I have, that's been such a commonplace in Egyptology. Like I haven't even done any etymology on Ankh. It's more or less, you know, what we've been given to keep it a buck. Like
yeah, I'm there with you.
I mean, I'm talking about my research because that's just like, that was just like a given that it was life. I have never done too much, but I can tell you grammatically how it's always been used makes perfect sense that it means life every place that we look at it. But as far as etymological roots on the term, I think we would ask a brother like Asar Imhotep. I've seen some of that in his work to say how we get these certain terms out of that. But when you, in your language, which is?
For us, Ankh, how you guys are pronouncing Ankh, it's like, it sounds weird to us because what we would say is Enga, and it breaks down to 4 different meanings. So it can mean open, it can mean the opening greeting to say hello, it can mean to open your mouth, but it turns into the word keys when you say Ankase or Enganyize, like it's Ankh, E-S-E. And the only time I've ever seen Enganyize to say actual keys, or possibly if you see like the Ankh itself next to like surgical tools. So they're saying, okay, I'm using this to open up either the womb, if you're trying to give birth, you're opening up to like cut somebody open. So it's a key of a sort. Instead of just saying keys, or Ankh means keys.
I hear
there needs
that.
to be something attached to it.
I would.
So it's like.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, no, I'm with you.
No, keep going. So it's like what? I thought you was done. So it's like what? What you were saying?
So like, even if like Ajay Anep or Angane Anep, like I'm holding the keys, like Ankh, I'm holding the keys, and the plant that's even springing forth, like you're saying, that's like the king, but it means like to us to spring forth out of the ground.
So that is what I was about to say.
Plant, yeah, it means like a plant growing out of the ground, technically. It's not the king doing it, but it's like either he's the person who's like technically like a quote unquote, like for us, there's another person besides the king, and we call him Hobu or Abu, Hobu. And he's the person who's like owns the grain, who he can basically give out land, he can give out like grain and stuff like that. And he's able to give out like cows and other lands and other like, he's basically the person who settles disputes between people that other than the king can go to, basically. Like he kind of supersedes the king, and he's like the rainmaker of sorts, and he's Habu, like the great one or something like that.
Okay. So I was going to say we should, it basically when searching for cognate terms, I'm sure you know that every term that sounds similar is not a cognate term.
Absolutely.
Even if we find cognate terms established, and we find parallels from one language to another, if we have to force the meanings in order to make these terms cognates, then they probably really wasn't even related. But if the meaning, like, if we got 3 consonants, let's just take 3 consonants. I'm just going to say MPR, right? And it means green in my language, and it means like turquoise in another. We could, but they're pronounced differently with different vowels. One would say that they are possibly cognates because the meaning is so much similar to the other one. But if we just got the sounds and then we say, oh, we say it like this and mean it like this, that's just the sounds of the language.
An even better example, right? So if you were to even if you say the king, Nesut Biti, and it's like the suit plant, there's no such thing as a suit plant, but the action of the plant, Nesut, is what the plant is doing. It's springing forth. Then the bee, I'm not do you guys say the it's a bee? Because to us, a mosquito is a suti.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a swarm of mosquitoes, we say asuru.
See, I think
for you to say,
I think that's right. I think that the biti is a mosquito.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they say it's a bee, but they associate it with Lower Egypt,
mm-hmm.
which has marshy Delta E areas. And it's only my natural intuition that make me say, bees is all
That's
over
dope.
where there's trees and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's no trees in Egypt. Our bees pollinate. I mean, not, things around things that like to pollinate. I take that back. I don't know how many bees, but I definitely know there was not a lot of trees in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? But again, you can pollinate plants too as well. But I'm just saying it might be more likely that we have delta marshes and mosquito type area. And then they said that bee represented Lower Egypt, and we could talk about the Sioux plant too, because it represents a plant that's actually called a sledge plant. And that's the real plant, but it was called Sioux in the ancient language. And so
because that's what it's technically doing. It's it's budding. To say budding is it's jumping out of the seed.
Oh, so you saying in your language to say Sioux is like to bud.
Mm-hmm.
That's close, yo. You know what I'm saying? It could be just like a budding plant, or not a Sioux plant, but you saying Sioux is a verb, basically. I mean,
it's S-U-T, like suit. It's saying it's springing out.
And that's S-U-T right here too. That's what we see. Let me show you. If you see my screen, this is S-U-T, and we see actually a plant springing out of a half circle.
I don't know. The only thing I see is still the picture that you guys are saying, Ramses.
Are you still? Which screen you look? Let me see if I shared it. Let me see. I don't know how that's working.
And also,
oh yeah, Ramses. But to the left, right behind the deity.
Mm-hmm.
You see this? You see my cursor?
Yeah.
That's the soup plant coming up out of a T.
Mm-hmm. So it's a T. What do you mean by that?
Well, phonetically, this thing at the bottom is a half, or it would be represent a half loaf of bread, and that half loaf of bread could. This is just Egyptology we're talking. This half loaf of bread could represent a T, but that could be an earth mound too. That's why I said it's Egyptology we're talking, because if you see that it's at the bottom of a plant, what the hell is, why would you put bread at the bottom of a plant? I'm just saying, they use that T most often in various different places, but I've never seen it sat on top of a hotep table to make me think that it was actually ever used as a piece of bread. But that's what it is in Egyptology. So in academia, is what I mean. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. Because even the name, in the Shin or the Shanu or what have you, the birth names that were given, one of my names or my first name is Imere, which basically means to be loved unconditionally.
Mm.
And like what I was trying to see is like the words or the names inside of the Shanu. To us, it's a song. It's like a rhythmic way to bring out a person's name. Like each person, or if they're birthed, they're given a song at birth. But that name is like Emere Ilakunyang, and that's saying like brother of my sister,
Mm-hmm.
beloved by the family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, but to us, we would sing it. So like the Shin or the given name, is that like a song, or is that just like somebody's title or name, like birth name?
I never heard it referenced as a song. It was supposedly I don't want to say sacred, but the name of a ruler or an important person. The pharaoh or the Nisu name would be in the Shinu, and none of his. I don't think. If you're not the king or the kings, why if your name ain't being in the Shinu, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Not too often. I don't
like
think.
even my on my mom's side, her last name is Atare. Like if you were to say like Nefak is like yours, and Atare is like the family name.
Mm-hmm.
And Atare to us can mean like rain, and as well as like stars and night, and like basically a moon can be part of the Atare.
So what is the language?
It's Latuka, Latuka.
Latuka, and Latuka is a part. Do you know what language family or what where Latuka comes out of? I know you do.
Yeah, technically, but I would want to like say that privately because I don't want to put too much of my personal information.
Oh
on
no,
there.
I get you. I get you.
But I would
Yeah.
allow you to have that for your own sake of study.
Oh, I can look it up too, right?
Yeah, you can look that stuff up. You'll honestly be surprised and shocked about like one of our traditions and meanings of like someone being birthed, and like basically it says that there's a legend that there is a woman who basically prayed to a deity. One of our deities is Ajuk. Prayed to him to resurrect the son. The stepfather or the father was upset and killed the child, and the God promised to never resurrect the child again. And in that meaning, they said death became permanent. And that's one of the legends of our tribe or clan. And it's like for us to have all these significant terms, verbiages, and all this stuff, and we have that legend as well. It's like, I don't know what it means. And like even looking at Unk's work, talking about the Green Sahara and all this stuff, and where they populate and where they diverge, it's pretty interesting to get all the feedback, then to be able to give you some type of insight from a culture, So it's like, but it was just the suit and the because even like the last photo that you had, it was like somebody was giving an somebody's mouth, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, he just cut off. Mill, you there? Oh, I thought you cut off and came back. You there, Joe? Or he might be.
Yeah, I cut out a little bit, but long story short, yeah, I cut out. My bad. I just got back to the spot. I got to go to Home Depot and pick up some blinders and stuff. So I can't stay for too long. But also, I sent you over an email with my show reel, and as well as all the motion graphics, VFX work. So I'm not sure if you actually got a chance to see that.
You sent it to Casual Hieroglyphics?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I don't know what's happening to my screen, but it showed you like you were muted, but I was hearing your voice, so I couldn't tell who was talking at that time. But okay, cool. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know how I missed it, but I will check for it again after the stream.
But last but not least, when you guys say Uncle Jasineb, what do you guys believe or know that you guys are saying? What do you guys say? What do you think that's actually
in that phrase, we still have Ankh being a wish for life, Ujab being prosperity, and Saneb being health. And how do you know that phrase?
Like Ankh, it would be like hello. If you were to say Ngai, and Jed, it says either I am saying hello, and neb, I would say hold. So I'm saying like either it could be hold this opening greeting of peace, or I'm just saying hello to you, like passing by somebody. Say Ajoni and I, like I am saying hello. That's the only closest thing that I can get to it, to like the words or the symbols that you're saying technically, but like I wouldn't say like prosperity. That's like kind of a romance language term of like, we don't have those type of words.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a different language.
So like I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's a different language. In ancient Egyptian, it was actually used not as an opening greeting, so it wouldn't be cognate. Uncle Josaneb is used by American Black people as an opening greeting, but in Medu Neter, it was often used as a closing to say right after or not a closing, but you know how people say peace be upon him for Muhammad every time they say his name. Every time you say the Pharaoh's name, you say Uncle Josaneb. So in those writings, I could take us to plenty of writings to where, like even probably right here, right after the Pharaoh name, we're going to see Uncle Josaneb. Or if they're doing a coronate, if they're doing any letter from the Pharaoh, it's like the closest I can say is like the way they used it was like peace be upon him. So I understand where the terms are cognate with your language, but whether or not it doesn't affect the use of ancient Egyptian language.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's just it's great to see it though. Honestly, it's like you can even see like the phraseology of how you say it. Like we technically say all of our sentences backwards. You know, like if I were to say like I am coming, I would say etu ne, but it says I came, like I came instead of I am coming. And it's pretty dope to like see that that's how you kind of read the Medu Neter as well.
I was about to,
and I was trying to get on that repository that you had.
This is where I'm at right now. This is thesaurus.
Because I was trying to look up the word lemma.
Oh, well, you know what? This kind of got a weird website. I think it's based in Denmark or something, but the website is actually, you can come back and listen to this video. The website is aaew.bbaw.de. Then /TLA, and you'll be there.
But before I go, could you possibly do me a huge favor?
What's up?
So the language of Kemet, what if you were to type it in, the Ra Nku RA'_NKU.MAT, what does that technically saying? Because I know there's like a Greek translation and I can't technically read Greek.
Oh, okay.
There's like a whole bunch of X's, left triangles. What would that technically mean? Because I've seen it different sentences mean to listen to, you know, or that these people are speaking and stuff like that.
Something to that extent. It's something to that extent. The Ra or the sound in that word is a mouth. It's and literally a mouth, and when they write it, pardon me?
How we say mouth is ruk, R-U-K.
Interesting that it starts with an R. And so that Ra that they're talking about, so the first meaning we get out of that word is the mouth. And then ni is a conjunction between the mouth and then the following word. So it's the mouth of. And then we got Kemet. And so the language actually translates back to the mouth of Kemet, or you know. That's so I'm doing a literal translation.
So let's peep this, right? Peep this. So like Ra Nku, so it comes from the word ning, like the NKU is ningu, which means to taste. But if I were to say I'm listening, I would say Ra, RA'_NKU. So I am listening now, like Ra Ningu. But ning is to taste. Ningu is to taste. So that's insane that you even said that. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of the last error. But I don't want to take too much of your time before I get yelled at by the old lady. So I gotta go.
Oh well, you always welcome. Tap in whenever I got a link up, man. It's for people to come in and build just like you're doing, and so I appreciate that. Thanks for tapping in, and it's good.
I appreciate it. Later.
Appreciate later. I got my man Jamil. You there? Are you still running around? Was you ready?
Yeah, I'm back.
I was looking over your slides, man. You got some good work in there.
I was liking the conversation y'all were just having. Because the thing about the bee, I don't even think it is a bee.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think that's a bee either. I think that's a mosquito, blood.
Nah, I don't think it's a mosquito.
All right, what you think it is?
If you pull up that Gardner section, there's a different glyph for like fly. And I think a mosquito would probably be in that fly glyph. Or which determinative would they use?
What you think it is?
I think it's a wasp.
A wasp? Oh yeah, some people say it's a wasp, right?
Because the body, the shape of it, I mean, not all bees look the same, but it's like long. It's elongated for how I imagine most bees to be.
No, I mean, I heard some people saying that was a wasp before. I mean, that's not far-fetched that you're saying that, basically.
The transliteration for the word wasp is like B-I something, I forget, B-I-W. The same way B is B-I-T, even the transliteration is really close.
You see where I got to right here on this thing, and then I started reading that pillar and was trying to wonder how I'm supposed to do this. I don't know if you went over this text before, but how would you do this part? I mean, we know about the Debunking and Taui, but I'm saying, why this is different, and it's weird that it's different. Even starting right here, bro. What is this? Do you know?
The building?
Oh, you can't see my do you see my screen, or what do you see?
I pulled up YouTube on the other thing, but it's probably delayed. It's still
if you look at the zoom, you should see it in the zoom.
Nah, it's black.
Oh damn, let me see. Oh, I shared I didn't have my screen shared, huh? Oh, now it's just now you should see it in the zoom. It looks like the TCH, but it keep going.
Didn't y'all already get that though? That's the one of the F40 something.
This one? I don't know.
The squiggly?
Yeah, the squiggly. We didn't get that. I passed by it. I just said forget it.
Yeah, I thought it was F. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that got me messed up. So I ain't doing no meta course, but it's fun to show the difference in looking at a primary to where they already would have traced this M out. But if we want to go get into the work, it's us who have to say that's an M, then we have to stand behind. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's kind of like the original mentality before cats learned how to read. How many facsimiles have you come across that were wrong or inaccurate like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, not really.
People who've been doing this seem to be diligently.
I know.
Like, I could imagine a wide range of translations or even a wide range of transliterations. But when we talk about what is the glyph or making a facsimile or what's on the wall, that part they kind of seem to have been true.
The only big description over one of those is the Israel Stella, huh? They say that M might be they got an M on there that they say y'all calling this an A, but that could be an M conjunction in two words together. That's the only place I've seen that. I have not seen that in many other places. That's crazy.
And a lot of times doing it in JSesh, just identifying the glyph, separating that from trying to say what it sounds like or what part of the word or what it means, you would end up answering half of those other questions by the time you found what specific glyph it was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Give me some
There's been
food.
so many times I was like trying to, is it these two glyphs? I couldn't tell which one it was. And after I quit, I gave up. I couldn't tell the difference. I went on to the next glyph, and it's the phonetic complement. Like, it'll tell you which one it is if you don't try to read it one glyph at a time, read as a group, or
Yeah, I
just kind of
know. If you keep
keep
going,
going.
they be like, it's this. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. Like, that's why I like looking at determinatives as emojis, because people can understand what we talking about. So the people who try to be like, y'all can't read it because it's symbolic. Well, they can't have that argument anymore if they understand how classifiers actually work. You know what I'm saying?
It makes it between the determinative and the phonetic complement. It's like it's breadcrumbs. They leaving tracks of how to figure it out. It's actually there.
Yeah,
They knew some parts, but when it's confusing, they try to add that piece, give you the clue.
Exactly.
You can pull up
Exactly.
your email. I had just sent you some JSesh files from the Habu, the super wide one.
Oh, that you had? I'm gonna look it up. How long ago you sent them?
While dude was talking.
Oh, okay. I'll look right now. As I order my DoorDash, I don't mind paying for somebody to bring. I just see somebody just sent me something in Cash App too. Salute. I'll be loving that. I mean, you know. Oh, did you send me this before? No preview available, so I gotta I download it and open it in JSesh, right?
Yeah.
So you got the whole wall, blood.
What you mean of that photo?
Yeah, say
That's
how
the deceptive part, because it's always a piece. The wall is like ridiculously large, or Breston created new levels of photography because Habu just had too many glyphs. There's a lot of other places they were just by hand redrawing what was on the wall. And when they got the Habu, it was like something, I forget, they calculated miles of glyphs if you add it all up. You know what I mean? If you were to string it all out, they was like, nah, we can't do this by hand. We're going to have to
figure this out.
some other way. We need some different systems.
So what did they do, I wonder?
He made like different kind of jigs to keep the alignment of the camera completely straight with the wall, so that you didn't get this off distortion or this perspective thing. And this is how they were originally. If you pull up some of the Oriental Institute, their PDFs are all
they
available.
was drawing it, huh? I mean,
a lot.
Pencil. It'd be like straight pencil.
But then at a certain point, it turned over into photography as the documentation method. You know what I mean? And then they would take that photo and go and look and stand at the wall and then draw on top of the photo to sketch in the, they got a whole system to show if it was raised relief or sunken relief. Assuming the sun is coming from a certain angle, they did all of the drawings to indicate levels of depth and stuff like that. So they were super meticulous in trying to document this stuff. If they were lying, that ain't the part. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to open up this file right now. It's making my computer look old. This is JSesh. I'm like, I never seen it. For some reason, I just downloaded it, but when I click download, I don't know. I gotta find it.
Oh, you can only open it from within JSesh.
I know, I'm trying to, and I'm in JSesh, and I'm going to open, but it won't let me see the stuff I just downloaded. You know what I'm saying?
Did you download it into a different folder or something?
No, I downloaded it straight to let me see. Showing folder. Yeah, I downloaded to my downloads, but when I go into my downloads in JSesh, it ain't in there. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe under file type or something.
Let me see. Oh, you know why? This PC, hold up. Desktop, documents. All right, I'm gonna look while we just building here. But I was listening to man, Cass be teaching some crazy stuff. I was just listening to some of these teachers. Yeah, it ain't popping up in here. So oh, you know why? Let me check this out. Whatever, man. I hate when this happens. Oh, what's it called? Hobble.
HABU.
You know, I should be able to right click the file and make it say open with JSesh, right?
Nah, that program's kind of funny. It only want to open
When
from
you
within
inside
itself.
of it. Watch this.
Yeah.
I got a new way to open it. Look, choose another app. More apps. Yeah, it ain't gonna be here. Look for JSesh. What is JSesh called in your? I don't even know what it's called inside the. Forget it, man. I mean, I'm gonna get it open.
The ending is GLY. I'm assuming for Glyph.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason, maybe I'll take this out of there and bring it to my desktop. If I put this file on my desktop, it better be able to see it. Look. Apple. Now let's see if we can see it. I've opened up another one of yours though. I opened up like my Hepri desktop. Yeah, see, I can see it on my desktop. Habu Bow. Oh, okay. I thought you know, I was about to say, I know this ain't about to be 33 years. So I got some questions about some of those glyphs and questions about honorific transposition because I know we know what we know, but when it come down to it, the fix be in. Like, for instance, like in the name of User Ma'at Ras and Teppenra, for instance, this is a name that I was just trying to go over and I was going over it. And since I see you did the work on it already, I want to ask, what's up with this name? So let me say can you see what I'm seeing right now?
Yep.
All right. So let me say what I'm saying before you explain it. You feel me? Because to me, I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm knowing that this is Ra at the end, but I was like, why is this Ra with Ra in the form of Ra Harakti? I mean, I'm gonna put all the questions out and then I'll let you have the floor. But I seen the mess and then I seen the Su, right? This is crazy, blood, because this is spelled like a straight Ptolemaic or something. Like, this ain't right. It's not supposed to say Ra mess Su, right? But then we got this ruler. I don't know what I'm seeing. So when I tried to read it, I just read this. Mes Su Haka I don't know why I read those because determinatives in the name is crazy. So what do you get? And why, if this is Ra Mesu, why is it breaking the rule of honorific transposition?
Well, besides, I don't know. It might be a difference between which of the names, the throne name, the birth name. One of them may be more phonetic because that's actually what they called them, and those other names they just made up on the spot. So they have maybe they're supposed to be more meaningful than they are actual vocalized. What they called the person is what they called them. I don't know if they have some form of the Amarna letters that actually put into a different script or a different language that spell out the sound more. And maybe that's how they know this name is pronounced this way and doesn't hold to whatever conventions because there's some proof, some other language proof, or you see what I mean?
Yeah, that could make sense.
That way in Kanur form. But the last part of his name, they included what we would refer to as epithets inside the Shanu. So that last part ain't his name. That's part of his titling.
I thought so. I mean? Yeah. So we got Ramesu, we got the ruler, and we got, what is that? A pillar. A pillar represents a pillar, right? He's like a pillar.
But I think the pillar also became representative of towns or temples or like, you know, The pillar way in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I know exactly. He's a pillar on this building that we live in. So, but what I'm saying is, I agree with what you're saying, but that contradicts the way we read the first one. Because this one has Ra in the front too, but we don't say that Ra at the front. But when we get to the second one, we say Ra Harakti as Ra first. So that's why I'm like, what's up with that rule? If his name is User Ma'at Ra, you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, they got something.
But if they found these names in Coptic, you gotta assume the Coptic version was wrong?
No, the Coptic version was right. And so that's why they puzzled. You feel me? They like, damn, but we thought it was this rule of honorific transposition, but then why is this Coptic name right? I just took myself off the screen because my food about to appear. And so when it appears, I'm going to keep on keeping on. But to compare this to the wall, let's go back to the wall. Let me see. Did I miss it? Oh, you know what? Then I modified another one of my cars the other day. It was when I bought it, bro. It go 30 miles an hour. I just got it up to 60. So doubling the speed on something is crazy, but I wrecked it hella good because it ain't, I don't know if it's supposed to go that fast. But so after I do this, I'm about to go get back on my cars, but let me see if I can find that one I'm looking for. I just was trying to small talk while I look for it. Here we go. West Bank temples. So now, now that you're here, I would like to just, how much of that Magi Hapri or whatever, how do you pronounce his name? Magi Hapri. Is it Kapper? The Kapper? I don't know if it's the Kapper when they spell his name.
Nah, it's the PR, like the house.
Okay. Magi Hapri. So, how much of that, I seen what you did, but how much of it did you translate?
Not much more than that.
No, that was transliterated. I didn't see no translations.
Oh, no, that I haven't.
Yeah, no translations. Yeah. I know, because that's crazy.
Even most I hadn't done the transliteration or just started parceling out all the words or whatever. So mostly it was just transcribed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's only like half of it. It's split in two. And I got photos of the other half, but they didn't stitch together well, or a little crazy.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'll be like, dang, well, if all of these are circles, then how do we know the circle from the rock circle when you're on the wall? Have you ever seen like the circle that represents an X or a KH on the actual wall?
Definitely.
How is it distinguished with the lines in it?
The one you pulled up earlier that you couldn't tell, or when you first started talking about this, when you look in the dictionary for, I think it's G25, the bird, the long neck head. Anyway, when you search for that specific bird and the sun glyph and 5, no words in the dictionary come up. And when you search for that bird and the X glyph, it's phonetic complement. So anytime you see that bird with the circle next to it, it ain't never gonna be the sun, because there's no word with those combined together.
Okay. I forgot which bird that was though. You talking about that? It was a different bird, right?
Pull up the JSesh. It was there.
It's right in the JSesh. Okay, let me see. It's in this one. So show me where. Do I go back further or where I go?
To the left. Okay. Oh man.
This is a lot easier to read too, but
Oh no, go down. There it is. You got to go down a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is right where we had got to. So I had said suit. I said knee suit, just like I got that right. Then I said Then I said, is this to who? Oh, now that that's okay. So you're saying if you ever see this other bird, this ibis, this is the phonetic complement where there's another since no it's ak, right?
Or maybe it's not phonetic complement, but when I went through the dictionary, I didn't find any words that had that bird and the sun. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do see what you mean.
So whether it was going to be used in some other combinations or not, it didn't ever seem to be going to be the N5 glyph.
All right, what's over my order? I'll be looking at it. Okay, so yeah, that's right. So yeah, because that's like attached to that bird. Good for me to know. Let me see. But if I could take this back to what we was just reading, people will see what we're doing. So I'm gonna show them. I have to get it back here first, and then on the wall we was actually. So you took the wall and transliterated it. Let me see. All right. Transcribed or whatever. Let me see.
I don't know. Is there a separate word to say when it's digitizing it? Because if it's still going from the glyphs to the glyphs, it doesn't.
It's not changing scripts.
Yeah.
It's just copying it, right? I mean,
digitizing is how I think of it.
I don't know. They probably got a word for that. Yeah, because when you just copy it in facsimile, you just copying. So that's that word. Whatever making the facsimile is.
Maybe like using manual decodage as a word, like manual decodaging it or something like that. I don't know.
So this is the one we was looking at, huh? I think so. Yep, this is where I was at. Look. Yep, the suiting. So now we see the suit plant with the T. So, and you left out this glyph, see? I noticed that. Ain't that a glyph?
Yeah.
That's
There's the guy holding it, yeah.
I could add that to the file right now. Hold on. Is the file open?
Well, I sent it. If you got it open, yeah.
Okay, hold on. So I just have to figure out what. So I need to be, and how would you make it be where it is? That's another problem. How did you make this T be up in the air, blood?
Oh, when you use the and sign, you know, the squiggly and sign, it'll like combine them. And there's certain glyphs like the Sarah.
The squiggly and I can look at your code. I'm gonna look at your code and see.
I don't know what the word is for the and symbol.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. For real? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. I'm looking at I see your code now.
Yep, so then scroll over to the G, what is it, 25 or and X. And then
let me see. When the next and. I'm looking through the code for the next and. Oh, G39 and Ra, huh?
Nah, way closer. G39 and Ra is going to be Sarah. It's going to be right at the beginning. It's only a few more glyphs.
I don't see another and though for some reason, but oh well. I'm looking at the code. I see suit and T. A40 IR, blah, 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 F me, N27 T per. See, it ain't no another.
No. You got to click on you're on the wrong row. Click on the glyph. Or any of that third row. There you go. Now that's the code for that row.
Oh, okay.
So now you're going to find it, the WR over R, right?
Damn, but my screen's so, I don't know what's going on. All right. Yep, WR over R. Yeah, okay. G25 and X. That's this right here?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been wondering how to do that shit. And then you can put them on top of the papyrus, bro. Oh. All right, but it needs to be a, let me fix this. And I'm not going I'm gonna just try to throw it in this. With this T, it need to be a D up under that T. Let me see, look. So I'm about to try it with a hyphen and a DI and see what happens. Oh, it came in hella big. So if I could, but that's what's supposed to be there because look at the wall. Let's see. You see this triangle? It was just hard to see.
That's what dude's holding, yo.
Huh?
That's in his hand. He's holding that in his hand.
That's unproportional. You might be right though, but that's way big. But normally, man, I don't know about that. Look, that's just a glyph. But if it was in his hand, this little crease right here is part of your argument. You feel what I'm saying? This little crease make it look like it might have been in his hand. But it's still the same formula. So that's why it has to be there.
No, he's not holding the triangle. Go back to the JSesh. He's holding the flail thing.
Oh, so you saying that's a flail, so it ain't no triangle. I see what you're saying. You saying that's not the D glyph, that's his flail. You're right. You look right. That look right. So I need to take that out. You did it right there. Ooh, that's that homework right there, boy. So take this out, because that's his flail. You're right. That should look right then.
The tea loaf is supposed to be at the bottom, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, but I can make that happen. But you grouped them, so let's see.
I don't know how to move it to the bottom though, so that'd be tight if you.
Oh, you can just do parentheses instead of. I mean, you put quotation mark. I mean, equal, not equal, but semicolons. The ones that look the same though. I think. Look, right there you go. You see?
But pull up the photo. It's like underneath them.
Oh, make them touch. Let me see. Let's see the photo. Dang, if I could pull up my stuff quicker. Oh, make it be to the side of it and not under it, huh? Oh, we can pull that off. Oh, we can pull that off. Watch this. You got to be to the side of it. So you just go, let me get back there. This should be fun to try to do that. You would spend 30 hours trying to move a glyph, huh? Let me see. That T need to be over to the right. So it's not a part of that first word. I need to let it know by putting that and then going like, nope, then take this away. That's it, right? But it's too big, huh?
Yeah,
so I know I'll do it.
Yeah.
You can just reduce the size of it. And make it the size. Now you put the size code onto that glyph. So you take that T and put the size code on it. I forgot how to do size. I'm just gonna do it. A number. I'm gonna put like %50 and see what happens. Nope, that ain't it. I forgot, but you could do the size on it, and you could. I don't know if you could take away the space in between them though. But I mean, it's still the same thing. Look at this. Like I feel you though. You want it to be inside of that hella close. You could do that. You know what they need to do to update this app? Dude, they hella stupid. Let you just grab something and scoot it over. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there is a way to manipulate it. I just haven't got that deep into it or felt the need to. It seems like it's close enough. Or that's part of the difference. Whenever you hold in the facsimile, it seems like, are they making it into the squares a little artificially as opposed to what is shown? Because there's a lot of times they make the squares bleed into the next square.
I'm about to look that code up right now. You're right. You saying if the reproducer be doing that, like if they make it more uniform upon reproduction?
Yeah, I assume so. I mean, that's how the computer works. So to make it show its natural little bleed over, it takes a lot of, or some level of code manipulation that probably ain't really needed. Or, you know, I don't know how much would be lost by that. But seeing the T glyph above at the top of the
we about to fix that. We about to fix that right now. That's about to be fun. That's what I want to learn today. So forget it. Juxtapost, so it's not a juxta. All we gotta do, see, they got it right here. If you see what I'm looking at, they're achieving that with this cluster position within a group. Oh, so I got a cluster. Oh, I just put them in parentheses, bro. Watch this.
Well,
You don't think so? Put these two in parentheses. Watch. And then it's gonna make them be together, I think. Oh, it did it like that, though. You see what it did? It raised the T back to the sky. It didn't make it no closer.
but it made it be like it's its own glyph. It separated the grouping. That's how it got smaller. You see the one right above it? That smaller got part of combining it.
I know. So, I know. So I got to recombine it in parentheses. So combine it in parentheses and watch what happened. Oh, it went back to that one. We just want it like that, but on the ground now, right? Yep. So that's just the same thing it was at first. So that means the parentheses ain't really doing nothing. So I could take the parentheses out.
It functions as the and symbol, but parentheses is how you can make multiple glyphs be combined together on the same level.
Well, that's something to figure out real quick. So I'm about to want to dive into this. Let's see what these instructions say.
I think the hieroglyphs.net had a good
all right.
breakdown.
Do you see this code that I'm looking at?
Yep.
The juxtaposition with a group.
That's just meaning it's making the T and the Y stay on the same level as the P, as opposed to being on the level of the PT. You see, the asterisk makes it stay on that same level, but then the parentheses made there be the ability to split that top level to have an upper top level and a lower top level. They're combined there before being on top of the PT. So
in order to get T and Z4 together, they parentheses them. So they put, wait. T and Z4 is together to the right. I learned how to do that too. That's right. All right, I feel you. PT. Yeah, this should be crazy, but it's good to learn. But we're trying to I still want to figure out that one code for just reducing the size of one and see if that helps. Somebody know how to reduce the size. I should have looked in the chat.
I know how to reduce the size for the whole row.
Nah, just for that one glyph.
Maybe it's the same.
Oh yeah, how do you do it?
I think it's equal 50% or equal some number percent.
All right, let me try. Yeah, I put percentage 50. Just put equal a number, huh? Let's try it.
Nah, equal
a number and a percent.
Yeah.
Equals 50%. And then take out that. Nah, that didn't work. That might be me. Wait a minute. I'm messing up the document. SWATs equals.
I'm sorry. 50%. That's to change the space between the rows.
Oh, okay. But still, I mean, it don't matter to test out some code and see if it works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying anything. Sometimes stuff be working too.
Work more than one way.
Yeah, all right. Well, that didn't do it. And then I just messed it up. Let me see. Put a capital T. All right, but I mean, those are the fixes that you have to do before you turn in some final homework. But this right now is on point. You know what I'm saying? And
if you scroll out, you can see there's parts that I didn't even, either it was damaged, so I didn't know what it was, or I couldn't tell. So I just left it as an X. That's what the red X's, that's because I don't know.
Oh, so you can shade it too, right?
But that means that it's damaged.
Oh, okay, yeah. I feel you.
So there's some distinction between I just don't know. I couldn't identify it, you know.
This is like my knowledge is damaged in that area, dog. Let me see.
Yeah.
You know, but let me see. I don't find nothing about signs, mirroring signs, rotating signs, forced sign scaling. That's it. That's it. All right, we here now. One can force a certain scale upon a sign by attaching it to its sign code. Oh, you got to put a backslash. That's right. Followed by the number indicating the scale preceding it. Oh, so let me get
no percentage.
So you don't. Nope. You just put a backslash in the number. So let's see if this helps. Then so first I got to undo it from this mode. Take the and T out and just put a regular T like that. Oh, right? No, we want it to the right. So we put hyphen T. And then we're gonna make this small, but it ain't gonna scoot it over. It ain't gonna scoot it over, watch.
Yeah, but that's half the battle, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm gonna just put 25 just for the fun of it and see what happens. Oh, that's hella small, yeah.
Yeah, I did 50 and that seemed pretty close.
Okay, yeah.
More like 60.
Yeah, I just, I like to exaggerate. So let me go to this 50. So now it's small, but now you got to say how to move it over. I can move it over, bruh. How to delete this space is what we want to know. So it's smaller now. Let's see. Because it got to be looking like this. Different encoding for lines and columns. No. What was your source? This is Catch Penny for manual decoders. They got a pretty good site on it. Changing the line spacing for individual lines.
I used to only use hieroglyphs.net, and I would copy the text of the manual decodage and copy it into an email, the body of an email. So I would just email it to myself. So whenever I was online, it just stayed online and I could copy as I updated it. That would be the next email.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially all of the manual decodage that I use in JSesh, I learned from that website, hieroglyphs.net.
All right, so I think I know how it's gonna be. Adding text over the hieroglyphic line. That's what I need to start doing. So you can put your transliteration right next to it, right? In many text editions, it is custom to write over the hieroglyphic line number placed on the vertical line, blah, blah. This could be done by an encoding system. Whatever. I want to finish this one. Double spacing, here it is. Word separation. But it's not word sentence separation. All right. I don't know if I'm going. Let me see. Grammatical ending. But they're not letting you eliminate the size. Basic requirement for an analysis of the hieroglyphic code is separation of words and sentences, as well as notation of grammar endings. The following codes are available for this. This is for a single space. So what are they saying? Just put a space? Or put
I think that's just the standard. Is that an underscore or a dash?
Yeah, we haven't used underscores. We be using hyphens. I don't know. A single underscore is supposed to do separated more. Well, let's look at this code. You see the suit, and then they got N24 with the T, and then a hyphen before the R. I mean, we definitely could do it because they doing it right here with this T on top of this R. And T.
Nah.
No.
That'll happen with just putting the and glyph.
Yep.
The birds have a blank hole that the computer, I think, is pre-programmed. See, when you go up to file.
No, they put an equal sign after the T though. Look, that's one thing we ain't did. Feel me? We could probably try that. They got and equals T.
And equals. Let me see.
I never tried that, but what does that do?
Let me open up a new thing. So.
Oh, I can try it too. Let me see. And equals. So the 50 did work, but I'm gonna put and equals on this too and see what happens.
It didn't change it at all.
It didn't change it, huh? Oh, it put it to the top for me. How did I get it to the bottom? I forgot. I got it by the bottom bar. All right, yeah, they ain't changing it. So it's the same equals. Well, all right. I don't know.
But what I noticed with the birds is if you change the format of JSesh and make it go in the opposite, left to right versus right to left, then when you do and to combine the glyph with the bird, it'll put it in the wrong spot. Or it doesn't, it'll put it like overlapping on the face or something weird like that. So the combo is limited. The computer has a certain extended information for certain glyphs on how to combine them together. But even that isn't like, 100% like that.
Oh, I wasn't reading the chat. People had comments. Let me see. The top is right. Somebody said you got to start over. Somebody said use the right gardener code. Okay. All right, cool. Let me see. All right. So now is appendages, the code over, bro. I should have been looking at this. We got the hyphen for the sign separator. We got this juxtaposed sign with the number sign separator for subordination is equals. I don't want a subgroup. I don't want an end of the line. One group blank. But color change to red would be dope. Let me see. Have group blank. A shaded start, a shaded end. What is a quarter group shading? Rotation. And is the added hieroglyphs, like you said. So what is superfluous? Superfluous. That's what that is. Let me see. Maybe this is what we need.
Superfluous.
Unnecessary. So what do they mean? So that is how we show the glyphs that are unnecessary by putting I'm trying to figure this out. Because they're saying that if you put a and sign and then put some glyphs in another and sign, it's going to do something. If you put a colon, some glyphs, it's going to represent the erase glyphs. Signs added by a scribe. All right. I ain't tripping. This is what I like to do.
Well, there was another piece you just scrolled over, though, that I use or is important. Plus.
Where?
All of those right there. That's how you switch it. That's how you transliteration to write in English.
Okay.
I don't use Greek or Coptic.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to put the Coptic and be like, man, I'm tired of this fool named Kemetic Adept talking about he teaching the Demotic. Boy, you know how quick we gonna bust you out lying on YouTube like that? I'm teaching the Demotic and the Coptic. Oh, that's the easy shit. Why is he trying to act like that's how? Wait, don't get it clifted. We're on Medu Neturite. Demotic, they narrow it down so that it can match with Greek and shit. So that's like, come on, that's not, it's because it looks cursive. people think that it's going to be harder because you can't distinguish what they're trying to show you with that symbol. But if you dove into that study, I don't think it'll be as, I don't know, I could be wrong. But I don't think that's come on, dog. It's like doing some Hebrew or some shit, Arabic. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hell. Oh, hell yeah, I definitely. So I'm just stuck at where I'm stuck at, so I ain't tripping. So I'm just back at looking at your photographs, and maybe we could just discuss some of that.
Oh, so pull up. There was a bunch of them called WB.
Yeah, I was looking at them, and then
that's for I labeled that WB for West Bank.
Okay.
I had went for a walk. I had a hotel on the West Bank, so that starting and ending wouldn't be a big mission.
Okay, so Habu is
the mortuary spot for Ramses III on the West Bank.
So, all right, this is the questions I had. This right here. Where was this? These broken pottery shards. Did you look at any of the pottery shards? Like, did you pick up any? And did you, like, you know, trip off them?
Go one photo over. So that is looking at the village of the workers.
Oh.
One of the other photos.
Oh, this is the village of the workers. These are supposed to be Canaanites, basically.
Nah, these are the people that were the artisans for the Valley of the Kings.
Oh, okay.
That building right there, kind of in the center, is a temple to Hathor from Hellenistic era. So I had the taxi drop me off at the village of the workers, and I was gonna walk over to the Ramesseum. And as I was walking, I looked down and was like, this archaeology shit is alive, yo. It's everywhere. The pottery shards is just.
I can put one of these in my pocket and get in trouble, huh?
Well, I assume all of that stuff on the top is from like last year or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of just debris on the top level. They don't consider that, or you know. But I think there's a big, what do they call it? The Great Pit or something like that. It's like there was a festival. They used to have break your pot in this pile festivals or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why some of the pottery is the biggest.
Oh, no. Have we found that in the primary, or is that just somebody coming up with some archaeological homework to make, like they just made up a festival to explain why so many broken shards in one area?
I always heard it was in connection with how they do at the, what was it, some Jewish wedding? You know, they break the glass. Some kind of ceremony like that. Not that I...
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I just looked down at my feet and took that photo. I was walking over all that stuff. That is just everywhere. In this photo right there, if you were to zoom in on the ground.
Oh, that's all pottery. You'll see that shit right there.
And rocks, you know, but.
That shit crazy. All right.
So I walked up and there was a bunch of people like hovering over something. And they was like, you know, European or whatever. It was a bunch of white people. And I was like, I wonder what they looking at. So I walked over to see what they was all looking at. And this dude came walking by, clearly like who worked there. I assumed he was an Egyptian dude. And then I heard him talking. And I was like, yo, you from Chicago? Or like, you know, like St. Louis, where's you from, dog? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, I'm from wherever city. I guessed his accent correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what's going on here? He was like, what do you mean what's going on? You ain't with the group? I was like, nah, I just walked up on it. You know what I mean? Like, what was happening? And he started talking about the Kushite king, this and that. I was like, man, you mean that Anthony Browder project? He was like, yeah, this is that project. And they were having their, it was like the 10th anniversary of the project or of the fundraising mechanism for the project. I don't remember. So I got to go in to see the dig site. Just on happened to stumble up on it.
Damn.
And dude was like, good looking. I was like, can I check it out? He was like, sure, hold on, wait, kind of let me walk in between the groups or whatever. It was tight. But they didn't, that sign is the exterior sign. Like when they were to close up shop at the end of the season, that's what would be on the outside. So I didn't think it was anything wrong taking that photo. I didn't take any of the photos interior. I asked if I could, and he was like, nah. So you had asked me before about like special stuff. It was like, you can see some stuff if you happen to be there sometimes. Things might be open. You know what I'm saying? That aren't standardly open, that once it's there, you can also see it. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of little gates or doors that they be having the keys to that they'll halfway should have always been opened or halfway shouldn't be unlocked, and they'll do it for a fee. And once it's already open for other people, then everyone else goes in there too. It's the gem. It's a different little system with the Guardians.
What's this right here? This Ramses?
The third. This from the front of Habu.
You said the third?
Yeah.
Interesting. So Habu was Ramses the third, not Ramses the second?
Correct.
Dang, so Ramses the third is the black man.
The one for the mortuary complex for Ramses the second is called the Ramesseum. And the one for Ramses the third is called Medinet Habu. I forget the first one.
Oh, wait a minute. Medinet Habu or something. So, but I thought Medinet Habu recorded the Battle of Kadesh, which was Ramses the second. That's just what I thought. I don't know. I could be 100% wrong. That's just my memory.
It's like a few football fields away from each other. So
that's interesting. I didn't know which one. I'm just pulling that out of memory. Somebody could be like, no, that ain't right. It was that 111. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one is more like the sea people.
Yeah, so on the walls of this one, they got the sea people, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I think some of these dudes were stealing temples from each other and shit.
They definitely reused the blocks, if that's what you mean. They actually took the temple. In the open air museum at Karnak, they have rebuilt some of the temples that were demolished and used inside as filler in between pylons that were, being made later. So a lot of the blocks have definitely been reused. The outside keystones of the pyramids was used to build a bunch of the buildings in Cairo. They know exactly what buildings were used to build some of that stuff. So it ain't even like a mystery of what happened to it or where did it go. They know.
If you was in the hood, you see this building we looking at? If you was in the hood, how high up is that window?
In the hood.
It is in the hood.
Kind of. I mean, there's like, I shouldn't call it a hood. I don't mean it like is low, but there's people that live not far from there.
Yeah,
like, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there are homes, and this is within a residential neighborhood, so to speak. It's on the edge of it.
That's crazy. The question is, what story is that window? If you know what I'm saying, like, if you had to equate that to a hood apartment building, how far high up is that window?
They call a story 10 feet, and that's, I would guess, 40.
That's about 40, 50 feet, about 4, 5 stories.
But kind of like the Wild Wild West buildings, it's a facade. Or the pylon is at its highest, but it's also...
Yeah, I just can't tell. I can't tell from the proportions how big this is.
No. Scroll over or go to the next photo.
All right, could you touch Ramses' feet? I'm about to go over, but could you reach your hands up and touch the feet of Ramses right here?
I'm gonna give you 2 ways of getting a scale.
Okay. I see
great.
it. I see a human right there.
Exactly.
Yep, I couldn't see no humans at first.
You covered yourself up with it, or
oh yeah. Yeah, I went too much, yeah. But yeah.
And the other scale is the between the 2 like flagpole areas. And this one on the left. Nah.
Oh, a different picture?
No, I was just trying to say I walked up to the area that's in between the 2 flagpole poles. One of the other photos, you were like, "Who is this?" Just a few photos ago. Go back a few photos, and it's as a comparative scale that those 2 are in between the 2 flagpoles.
I see what you're saying.
Slots.
Yeah. No, that shit hella big. Once I seen that man, I didn't have no humans to compare it to. He can't touch Ramses' foot. Hell no, that shit hella high up there.
But the people in the more close up photo are actually like life size. If you see,
yeah,
the guy on the right hand side and the scene in the box right there on the left.
Over here, they're life size.
Yeah, but both of those 2, yeah, they're close to.
They about 6 foot tall and shit.
Maybe they're 4 foot, but if you add his big ass head piece, or you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other thing, you were looking at the photos of Hatshepsut's mortuary spot. You said, "What's this little black and white thing?"
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like they registers. That's what they use for like surveying, accurate measurements, so that they can come back later and see if the earthquake made it move, or if it's sinking, or
Mm-hmm. So this the one was Habu that we was just going over, and then this is look like the same thing and from a different side of a wall, correct?
There's a walkway in between. This is like the bottom level of the pylon. So there's huge, massive scenes above these, and in between these 2 is the center causeway ramp. Like it's like a doorway. On the very right of this photo is the door jamb.
Like this, that was a question I asked. How did you transliterate this? With this got this snake with the white crown of Upper Egypt and an ankh on it.
Half the work is done without having to transliterate it. You just have to find the glyph for it. What is the Gardner code?
They got a Gardner code with this, with the ankh hanging from it?
So if you pull up the standard Gardner code, you'll find they have the sun with the snake hanging off of it. I believe with the holding the ankh. You would have to go into JSesh to find wearing the different crown.
Oh, okay. I mean? Damn, that's crazy.
So that standard glyph is like N7 or something like that. It ain't even.
Yeah.
It's as we think of the Gardner code as basic or the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of those Gardner codes that we don't necessarily have memorized, but they staring at us in the face the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I read this bull wrong as naked, but actually this says Ka naked because I am I know this is the mighty bull, but sometimes they would spell out that naked word, and sometimes they'll just put that strength determinative at the bottom we see for might. But I'm saying, I wonder, am I supposed to say Ka naked right there? I just be trying to get my shit right.
I mean, this is all part of when you first walk up and see the glyph and it says MR, you're not wrong to say it says MR, right? This level of it's an abbreviation, or in this instance, it's being used as an ideogram, and because of that, blah, blah, blah. That's when it becomes
exactly. I know you're not wrong. C. Freeman L wasn't wrong for thinking that, but then when you get into it, does say MR. They wrote it that way for a purpose. But when you start to dive into like saying that this means you and shit, You gotta
But
start
I
knowing.
also think he was coming from, as I recall the video, he was coming from a definition of more meaning boss. You know what I mean? Like I think he already took that as some high esteemed position or rank or some shit like that. So when he found that as the meaning of it and as the visual sound, shit, he
Well,
was
you
kind
know
of.
what? See, Freeman L
So
made that mistake.
when you did that video, you was like, show me another language where more means boss, and that's like I think he did that in his original video. That was his starting point. That more meant boss. Not that I have any linguistic background to say he right or wrong. You see what I mean? But like that was
Yeah, that's where you
that was
messing
his
up
that was
at.
his argument. That so you know.
See, Freeman L made that up, man. I seen the video. I think it's still on YouTube. We could probably pull it up right now.
I think I got it in my house.
Oh, the one, what C. Freeman L says, he says, I'm the only one who made this connection.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you remember the name of that vid? I'll pull it up right now.
And it's a long ass video. That
Yep.
was just like 5 minutes of it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up because cats need to know so we can get to the end of that. I can find it because it's in my playlist because I used to watch it. What was it? Was it the numerology one? Nope, it wasn't numerology. It might be this one called Morris Science. Is this it? No, all right, I'm about to show. Oh yeah, this is it right here. 7 Cosmic Laws. Shout out to the late great C. Freeman L. He was, oh, hold on, I have to turn my mic up. Shout out to the late and great C. Freeman L. because he was putting it down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is it understanding symbology? Yep. Now, see, this before YouTube, for all the YouTube conscious people who got this who got this information in the last 10 years, this was when you had to go to Berkeley Flea Market. That's what my man said. I got the video in my house. Don't nobody got the video no more. You feel me? You just got the YouTube nowadays. You got the video.
I imagine the whole conscious community to be Berkeley Flea Market. You got cats selling some stuff. You got some old heads picking the old things.
Me?
You got some young cats with berets on. You know what I'm saying? It's like the full. Get some soaps and some incense. The drum circle.
So real, bud. Conscious community is the Berkeley Flea Market, bro. I don't know if everybody know. And when you come to the Bay, you're gonna be laughing. I'm just gonna skip through this video.
But that shit was tight.
Boss, I'm gonna get right to where he make this claim, and we're gonna be able to put it to death. And it was funny watching him draw his glyphs back in the day, but he was good. He'll take hella long to draw the M out. I'll be like, God damn, bud, you never gonna get nothing done. We doing research.
Little kids don't even know about real chalkboards.
Oh yeah, this is when shit was on the chalkboard, blood. We got Google. I mean, we put shit all up on JSesh and shit. He was taking that M-bird with some chalk. So now, see, these is who all these new pseudos, they trying to be like these people, and these dudes are honorable. You can make a mistake, but these, you can't call anyone, you know. These dudes didn't have all the tools we got to know they was wrong. Cats nowadays got everything in your face telling you wrong, and you still want to be right. So I guess it ain't understanding symbology. The reason why I know is because he draws the M and the R hella big on the screen. I remember. And it just be up there hella big, so. But anyway, hold on. If I can't find it, here we go. Watch. I'm gonna keep saying here it go, and playing a different video. But I seen that word more, and he gonna try to break down the word more.
That's why all of the scriptures are filled up with all these remarkable.
This is beautiful. This the real old Morris teachings.
Was there any other? Oh, I guess, yeah, there was that other old dude.
No, them fake dudes came out after him. Like, he was the last one, if you ask me. Like, after this, I started seeing Eileen. No disrespect to Eileen Bay and Tariq, Taj Mahal. You know, them different.
This dude had a nice, he was very welcoming atmosphere he used to bring.
Lectures here. I might send him a
Yeah.
tape. You know, both in serious trouble. You know?
He had a aura that was good.
The oath that the European
Let me
nations
turn this down. We're going to get to this. Here we go. He talking about Cam and Ms. Rhyme is coming. Uh-oh, it's right after this erasure, y'all. We gonna have him locked up right here. He gonna draw it. We don't even gotta say nothing. Look, we ain't seen the video in 100 years. He about to draw ancient Egyptian shit on the wall right now. Well, he gotta go. Look, he gotta go. Look at that big. This boy got a big ass art palette, blood, for the glyphs.
Gonna get it right.
Yeah, he like, Mom, we getting it in. Let me find that MR. I told you. Look, that's the MR. You can see it from here. Now, let me make this bigger for everybody. Now, checkmate, bud. They don't want to mess with us, bud, because we mad. Look, when I gotta come back on the screen. Magi archers be doing this homework. I told you who started this shit. Look how many different Moors, first of all. I'm looking at his glyphs. I'm not laughing. He's a boss. But this shit is funny, because this is like the 80s. I keep on telling people, now that I found it, I'm about to just start a whole nother stream.
But before you do that, though, you should watch the whole thing. Because what I was bringing up is that he was starting that more meant boss, and that he found that in the dictionary. And I ain't.
Wait, which one did he start?
It seemed like earlier in this video, from my memory, he didn't just jump out of nowhere and say, I looked up more and it meant boss, so we are bosses. He was starting with more is a boss. And then when he looked it up in the Egyptian dictionary, it meant boss. He was like, not fishing.
Yeah, he do. You're right. He do that in his video. What he does is he tells us he started talking about how Moore is an overseer. But back when this video came out, I went through all dictionaries before he was trying to equate it to ancient Egyptian. I was like, well, I can't find it defined as that no place else. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it don't mean that in English. It don't mean that no place. So I don't get where you getting that from.
Maybe it mean that in America.
It don't. More right now. What that mean in America, blood?
Shit, you ain't do your paperwork, nigga.
More don't mean shit in America. That's worse than black if you want to keep it real. If you like, oh, I need some help, and you call 911, I'm a Moor. And be like, pardon me, sir. No, I'm just joking and shit, but for real.
I'm not trying to argue that he was correct. As I recalled it, he came to it more earnestly as he was doing his research.
Yeah, but he gonna say it in a few minutes, right? It all came after that cleaned off the chalkboard because we remembered.
Mm-hmm.
He about to say it right here. He gonna say, and I am the only one to make this connection. Watch this. Uh-oh, let me turn up the volume. I'm gonna start a whole new video on this. That dude look, and he ain't got no feds on. Told you, he keeping it real. Come on, C. Freeman.
Can you,
Old school slides.
Okay. Zoom in on that, my brother, so they can get a good picture of it.
Zoom in on
See those
that.
names from back there? Different ways that the name Moore can be spelled.
Let's stop. He just said different ways the name Moore could be spelled. But he got this one over here making you think Moore could be spelled that way too. I don't know why he messed up with this N over here. Why you put that N to the right? Morin? All right, let's keep going. Hold on.
Okay.
I can't hear him.
With the O.
Oh, you can't hear him? Okay, let me see. What you listening on the Zoom, huh?
Yeah.
Let me make sure Zoom is. Let me see. Yeah, Zoom probably. Dang, I guess you can't hear him because it's going through the Zoom.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll put it.
All right. Mm-hmm.
With an A, and as the Empress points out, with a passion, it's spelled with a U, brother. And it can be, okay? It can be. This is as much more as anything else. In fact, when you get back into the etymological concepts, and you look at la, more, ria, it certainly connects us to that antiquity, okay? But this name is in the legendary, okay? Even the one.
So he just put la, more, ria, okay? So this is what Ali Muhammad, and then we beat him off of this shit back in the early 2000s. La Moria had something to do with the Moors, okay? Come on, bro. Now see Freeman L. We're starting to go a little bit far. But watch everybody and see where this stuff came from.
White boy did not fool with this. He didn't even say he was from Lemuria, you know. Blavatsky put us there politely, you know. Of course, she was saying there was such a thing as a black Caucasian, so she was having problems too. Okay. That this hieroglyphic is what I found. The Spirit gave me. I won't say I found. The Spirit gave me this. Picked up one of Budge's books.
See? Checkmate. God, don't mess with me. Let me go back. Because I'm tired of this, bud. And I was like, dude, that claim was started by C. Freeman L. on some intuitive shit. Now let's listen to him explain it. Intuitive shit.
Problems too. Okay. That this hieroglyphic is what I found. The Spirit gave me. I won't say I found. The Spirit gave me this. Picked up one of Budge's books and just opened it, turned right to it. You know. But I've been praying for it. I don't know how y'all been dealing with this stuff here, but I've been walking up the street. I spent 15 months in the Cleveland Library, one of the best research libraries in the country. 15 months every day, and was mad because it wasn't open on Sunday. So I was having quite a religious experience with this history. I mean, you know, it's just wonderful when you find it, you know. And I was praying, you know, walking the street going, I sure hope it's in one of them books, man. I want to, you know, that's where my mind was going, you know, when I found this copy of one of Budge's books.
So, I hate to say how that's framed. And I hate to misuse it. But let's say, I hope my good brother didn't make this conclusion out of desperation, political desperation, to find a source for ancient people or not. But what we have here is how he's going to tie more to overseers without tying the English word or any other word more to overseers in any other language.
This particular glyph looks like the wave of water, but the important thing about water is to understand that in water is electricity.
What he messed up. I don't know why he got the water in there, but he do got the M and the R, but he messed up and put an N in there. I think he's talking about moron. All right, let's go.
And in electricity is mind or consciousness. So this is representing mind. This is found in the book, The Mystery of Cyrus. This one glyph as in Omo, magic word or power of the word.
So it does mean word, so that's not incorrect. It means to speak.
Okay, so this is both the power of the spoken word and thought. Okay, this is what Budge gave as a definitive for this glyph transliterated. He only gave the consonants, MR, because it doesn't matter what vowel you put in there, it's still more. Mir, mar, more, more. Mir, it's still more.
So that's kind of like where he made a mistake. Because of what Budge belittled the work, and Budge didn't let us know that this was an abbreviation, which would be two words put together, and more is just one word. I mean, and so I don't, it's just something, but let's keep going.
Okay. He gave captain, president, and governor. Okay. Behind the closed door, it is already known, it means Lord of the earth. One way to verify that as a concept is to turn to Genesis 42, verses 30 to 33. This is the episode of Joseph, whom we all know, all us ex-Christians or good Christians, know that Joseph was the one that they did what?
I have to start watching this video now because it's good.
Right.
See?
Okay, all right. Very key, okay? When you're using the Codex Inscriptus, when you're going in looking for certain knowledge with that code, the story form tells you who the characters are. We're going to see that again in the book of Isaiah. Let me turn to that. Anyway, anybody got a Bible? One of your brothers?
Well, he told us where the more came from. Basically. Y'all can go pull this video up. We just wanted to pinpoint
writers, including Shakespeare.
We wanted to pinpoint and show where that MR glyph for
about black folks. One of your brothers.
It came from this video. And C. Freeman L said he's the only one who found it. He found it by his own intuition, blah, 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 and all of this stuff. So they let you make clips now on YouTube. I should make a clip out of this real quick. Don't you know how they be like, make a clip? Or at least I'm downloading it. Oh, not to that. No, skip free trial. Anyway, you there still, Mill? Yeah, well, yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I could have played that for a lot longer, but the point has been made that that ain't really been said nowhere, and we can't go into, look, I'm just saying, you could go look up the etymology and more. Nowhere is it going to say nothing about overseers, bro. And they're going to be like, oh, why would they tell you we was the overseers? Nah, blood, shut that shit up. Everybody before C. Freeman L was saying it meant black or whatever. You feel me? It meant whatever. Right here. North African Berber, one of the races dwelling in Barbary. Now, let's just be clear. From this quote, from a mid-Latin source, or from an old French source, it says, one of the race dwelling in Barbary. So they considered the Moors a race. Okay? Obviously. That's clear to know because when we talk about white Moors and when we talk about black Moors, I don't think they talking about that. I think they talking about black Moors when they talking about a race of Moors, but that's just me doing my conjecture. Now it says from Moor to Mauritania, blah, blah, blah. Inhabitants of Mauritania. Now that's different. That could be black and white Moors, you feel me? Roman Northwest Africans, a region now corresponding to...
I think that's why he added the N, though.
Who added it?
That C. Freeman Ellis probably added the N to have it be more tame, like, you know.
Yeah, but I think he added the N because we do see a lot of N's up here, Morin. And so I'm wondering why he added the N because I know in Budge's book, it don't got the N. But anyway, as appears by the arrogant copperers of Spain, dark people, Middle Ages synonymous for Negro. See, my point here is no definition will it say overseers. And so since he found a term that says overseer in ancient Egypt, they go on and then get real esoteric with us and be like, well, you know, we was the overseers of the knowledge, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's not fair. You can't go, you know what I'm saying? You can't just go esoteric and figurative on us all of a sudden about this definition, but everything else is supposed to be hardcore fact. And so that's all.
Don't forget, you need that Black's Law Dictionary.
What that's gonna do?
Give you another definition.
We're gonna put another. I'm like, I never knew nothing about none of that stuff. So look, what do we? So this is a few anomalies I've been noticing. What is this? This ain't the K-bowl because it got this thing in the middle.
It's W3 or 4.
W4. Let me see.
Or 3.
I'm gonna have to clear out start a whole new file to keep up.
No. Yeah.
You
So
said
check
W4. Let me see.
Go to the right corner.
I put W4. Nothing popped up.
The capital W.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, okay.
But go under in the right bottom hand corner. It says basic hieroglyphs. Note down.
But what is? Oh, basic hieroglyphs. Okay, what to do with that?
Hover over that, and then you're gonna pull up. Right?
Oh, I didn't know there was a sign list right there.
Yeah. So now you can hover over any of them, and it's gonna pull them up. You can see it real quick.
Oh man, hell no! I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah.
All this time I was taking hella long to do that, going all in the gardener and shit.
When you open up the palette, it's exhaustive. Yeah.
Oh, how you open up the palette?
On the top, they go under window.
Oh, go to window, then go to signs or something, huh? Glossary. Hieroglyphs. Oh yeah, this is where you find all the shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
People be getting hands put on with this list. You'll be like, they ain't got a glyph for what? Wow. But I mean, sometimes I'll be like, what they needed to do in JSesh is show us just like they do in Thesaurus Linguist Egypti or whatever, show us where each one of these was used. Because you could have just made some of these up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Where did they see this at?
I got a photo of that in Abydos.
For real?
The hallway as you go to the outside, yep.
With the arms going down?
Yeah, pull it up. It's probably in one of the ones I put up.
Damn, that's so crazy. All right, I'm gonna look for Abydos. Let me see.
Maybe email it faster.
So where do I find Abydos? Not in the West Bank temples.
Let me see if I find the number I can.
Museums, Dendera, tombs.
Oh, I didn't send you Abydos?
Yeah, no, you didn't send me Abydos. Don't trip.
You were supposed to download it so I could delete it and put up the other one.
Oh, that was probably my fault.
But yeah, I'll email it to you at some point.
It's all good, but you said you do have a picture of that.
Because that stood out as I walked by. I was like, damn.
So you see my screen right now?
Yeah,
What's this?
the sun, those suns with the stars
No,
in
I'm
between.
not talking about what's this. I mean, what's this photograph? Not what's in the center of
Oh,
the photograph. Like,
this is in the Valley of the Kings. It's in the tomb that's right above King Tut. I forget the name. Oh, it should be labeled. It's shared by two people. It's like Ramses the fourth and the fifth, or the fifth and the sixth. I forget.
so the procession of the sun through the sky is separated by in 12s. Is that each one of those separations representative of an hour of the day? I think so, right?
That would be my guess. I have not done much of this.
I just counted that right quick, and it was tripping off to me. They got these 12 little suns. One is held by this lady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that definitely got to be the hours of the day. And because the sun ain't there at night, right? So it wouldn't have. Huh?
You see, scroll back out just a second. The photo is labeled.
Well, sometimes. Oh yeah, at the top it is box KV9309.
So the number is just the
Valley of Kings, huh?
Yeah, the Valley of the Kings.
Kings Valley 9. Okay, yeah.
But the number after that, it just happened to be the photo number. That's not important.
Okay.
But if you were to search KV9, it would tell you which of the Ramses 5th or 6th. And this is in the... Go ahead.
No, this is all his KV9. See, I just don't know who 9 is. You do. Who is KV9?
I'm telling you, it's two people.
And who was it again?
Oh, man. Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, okay. I thought you had just said it and I forgot.
That's why I can't, because of two, I don't remember. It's
okay. No, if you don't have to trip.
4th and 5th.
Don't have to trip. We can just read that card, they shinu right here. It was double read mina. Nah, it was. So would you pronounce that as a Y? You feel me?
That's the ma'at, the shoe.
Oh, ma'at and shoe, huh?
You see the top is different, I think.
Man, I do see the top is different. One is bent and one is straight. Ma'at is bent. Shmat Shu, but what would this person's name be? Murray Matshu? Murray Matsura. Oh, this is still Ramesu?
Yeah. I told you
so they keep giving different
Ramses.
Oh, okay. So this is Amen. Okay, Murray Amen. Okay, I feel you. Yeah, one was different. That's what you were saying. No, I got you. So here goes something. These two circles. We got Ra, but why they got the egg down here?
The egg is saying like the son of God, the son of Ra.
No, that was Sarah would say that, right?
But the egg could be the stand-in for like child, or
Oh, so it's still this a different way to say Sarah, because the egg he's the egg of Ra.
Is how I would guess.
I mean, shit, it's the same thing as the son of Ra. That's crazy. Primaries are how you puzzle, huh?
But then you were asking before, how would you know it's the sun? They painted it red.
Yeah, but I was talking about on the ones that were inscribed. These are colored.
This is part of the sometimes the clue that they left is lost.
Yeah,
it did used to be painted. They did include a
I know it's 3,000 years. I mean, come on now, motherfucking paint job lasts 10 years.
some of them have been open since antiquity. Like for this whole time, it's been open to the air or to people, or you know what I'm saying?
That's hella crazy. He looked like a Martian, bruh. See, when you go to
That, so people think it's perfect, or that like there was a level of, because of it's so amazing, they think it got it to the level of perfection. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I just coming from a construction background, there's no like building that's perfect. That's exactly true.
Mhm.
Perfectly square from beginning to end. If you pulled out a level in your room in your house, you're gonna find out
Mhm.
it ain't all squeaky clean perfect like that today nor back then. You know what I mean?
So what does it say about him? He's been. I'm just going back to the Egypt, to the black people argument, to the what's it called? Well, blackology argument. Has he been enlightened right here over the years, or it was drawn like this originally?
It's definitely faded if that's what you're
I mean,
referring
yeah,
to.
it would have to been faded, but I'm saying it looked pretty strong in hue, as if it don't look like the result of no fading. It almost looks like the intent of whoever drew this wanted it to be that color. But honestly, come on, I don't even have to ask myself that. Somebody came back with a color crayon. I'm just playing. But honestly, yeah, it's faded, but you know, but my point is, when we see representations like this, we oftentimes say, oh, the National Geographic is making it look different. You know what I mean? But
So you from your video making background, and you know photography, there's a white balance can change the image or what you the perception you get from it. You know what I mean? And so
is that happening
there is
now?
in every single photo you've ever seen in your whole life.
Yeah, I feel
The
you. But
actual
no, when the
photo
white is
not the
balanced,
thing.
that's what white balancing is, though. When the whites are balanced, that doesn't occur. But the whites aren't balanced in this photograph, so I feel what you're saying. You see, I hear exactly what you're saying. If white
So it's
ain't,
like
yeah,
you been to Home Depot, there's a million whites. What is white? There's the computer white, there's faded white. What is that? Is it I would pick one of these walls. This place is super white. Out of all of the other places you go, the gypsum is like squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying? So I always do my best to make the white balance be correct, but you know, that ain't always, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's funny, I see
it's a part of what I'm trying to say is it can be made into a different shade or into a less green, more red. All of that type of stuff can have an impact on the viewer's perception.
Right when your camera, you could do half of it in your camera too. This is crazy.
Yeah, you see that? They had different colors on the one bird.
That's what I'm tripping off. I was like, what's this all shit down here?
And then even go to the left. You can start to see the detail in the all of that. How the basket, it was a basket.
Yeah.
I didn't understand how Neb was a basket until I saw the detail of the weaving of it. I was like, oh, okay, definitely. I never thought P was a mat till you saw the weaving of it. It was like, oh, okay.
You didn't think what T was a mat?
P?
P?
The square?
Oh, P is a mat? Okay, I thought P was a square, just a square. I was always thought of it in 3D. I never thought of it in 2D, like a mat laying on the floor, you mean?
Well, I mean, even the mat on the floor is 3D, but
yeah, you know what I mean, though. But it's flat, so it's perceived in 2D. Yeah. So that's a mat. Who say that's a mat? Are you saying that's a mat after seeing it?
I saw it written down somewhere as a mat, and that didn't really translate to make too much sense till I saw it drawn at some point with a level of detail that was like, oh, okay. I told you this too. I didn't take a picture of it, but I saw the chem glyph somewhere that it was like, oh, it's definitely the crocodile, or it's definitely the what is it, charcoal. I forget which one it was, but when I saw it, it was 100% clear. That argument should have never been an argument. If we were looking
What's
at
going on in this scene, blood?
It was the roof or the ceiling.
I know, but have you ever investigated this scene to see what's going on or read it? I haven't. And it looked weird in the motherfucker.
This tomb seems to be one of the greatest places for getting the primaries of the Book of the Gates and all them underworld texts.
So,
but no, I have not done it myself.
Are these people over here headless? But they all got a little dot right here that represents something. You feel me? Like they all got this similar dot that represent what should have been in the space of an eye or something. I don't know. I'm just looking at it and just looking to see what I see. What is something coming out their head or going in their head? All this shit be making me wonder, like, what's going on here? Because then we see this. This is what got me tripping. Is somebody rising, being risen from the dead or going to dead? Because why they sitting on top of these type of beds like they sitting there, and these are rhetorical questions, and they sitting there, and then now over here, they mummified. You feel me? So I'm like, what's going on here? Then they keep showing this grieving glyph. Like this glyph right here. This morning determinative. I don't know. It's just, I would like to read this and see what's going on here. So thanks for sharing.
If this photo was taken for the bottom row.
For the bottom row? Or this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was my
that's what you was capturing, but so you saying you don't have all of this captured up here?
Only in this photo, but if I were interested in those, if I were trying to take the photo, I would have walked up closer if I could.
Yeah, I feel you.
Had a different
you wasn't focusing on that. So some shit gonna be cut out of the picture and all kind of shit. Let me see. I like looking at this shit up hella close, dude. I look like grandma somebody. And here we see the Christian cross. Right on the cross. Right here. 30,000 years ago, brothers and sisters. Everything that's the X, you're going to find the Christian cross. So now that we do this, I could stare at this all day and be like, what is this? We got Ra, we got this one snake going in and coming out, looking like it was a dagger until you peek. It was actually a snake. So he got to be pulling it out. Did it go around the whole sun? I don't know. Is this a word y'all want to see? So I see Najes, which is in Najes. I don't know, I'm making this up. Let's see what I see when I pull up the dictionary. Najes, and then something about the fire at the bottom. So that makes sense with the sun and shit, right? Let's see. Is that a DJ?
Nah, I think that's NS.
Yeah. The one for which is in is the short for MER, right?
The tongue, yeah.
That tongue.
Yeah. All
right, so yeah. This is crazy.
But I only think that's NS because it has the N on top and the S beneath it. I would guess that's the.
Oh yeah, right. See, it's because it's spelled it right. It's spelled it right. That's what the metanator will do for you. But if you ain't looking at it right, you gonna not even spell it out like it's spelling it right here. NS, bro. But I thought that was NK. That is NS. Yeah, okay. But what that? All right. So what if I open the dictionary? Then it would go I will go NS. Yep, it's right there. And it's looking just the same to travel. So to try, and I got one. Oh, the whole shit is right here. So there's an NSRT word for flame, where the determinative is flame, and it's right here. That's it. It just don't got the T. We got the N, the S, and the R. So this Nasar is flame. Nasir, NSR. So let's just say Nasir and give Nas some credit. This is some type of a flame. So is this, let's just say, I'm about to start being pseudo, man. Fuck it. Keeping it 100 ain't playing. I'm about to be like, and here we have the God Nasir. You see Nas, when Nas came, people gonna be loving that pseudo shit. You feel me?
This shit is funny.
I mean, when I watch, all of this is about embalming, it looked like, bro, because every time I look someplace to the cut, like somebody over here getting prepared up. And then they got these people probably waiting to be prepared. But you have to read it in order to know.
A lot of the individual scenes are kind of crazy and only make sense as part of the procession.
Oh, it only makes sense if you can't just...
If you would just take one page out of the comic book, the story ain't gonna reveal why he looked like that and all this other shit. You know what I mean? There you go. This will give you the whole procession.
Yeah, I feel you.
Or,
so, but what's this in the middle?
That's a reconstruction of the sarcophagus.
Oh, they try to put it back together, huh? Yeah. Oh, they didn't do a good job. They just putting rocks next to each other. I'll redo it better. But all right, let me see. This is raw. Well, see, when it gets this in depth, but I'm glad we found this. It's certain shit I be needing to find, blood, because lo and behold, guess what is valuable to me out of what we're looking at?
The fishing.
People pulling a boat with a rope to help me checkmate some people about pulling boats up out the river, you know what I'm saying, to get past a cataract. But the fact that we see that pulling a boat with a rope is a concept, what would you have to pull a boat with a rope for if it was in the water? You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit I like to get. We clearly got, I'll read it later, but we clearly got them pulling a boat up out of here on a rope. Which is hell, look at this. See all these ropes pulling these boats? If they is in the water with oars, they don't need no ropes. I'm just saying this, I'm keeping it a buck. It was because we knew at a certain time period when traveling down the Nile, you feel me? They knew.
These are not scenes of daily life.
I know, this is a solar bark instead. But yeah. I'm talking about, you can't, in the spirit world, and visualize pulling a boat with a rope if that's not nothing that you haven't done in reality. You see what I mean?
Who's pulling the boat?
I don't know. These deities?
Snakes.
Huh?
We call it, the deities are depicted as snakes. And we're talking about the underworld. So some of this stuff is like the setting. Is the setting the sky or is the setting the ground?
Okay. I didn't even know, I didn't even see them as snakes, bro, until I seen until you said that and I looked at their legs.
And then in the other one it was birds.
Yeah, but none of that is all I'm happy about is the word and the action of pulling with a rope being attached to a boat. Like, I'm not caring about the setting or none of that because it's an action that had to have came from somewhere. They really didn't live in this world. They didn't live, so they had to be reproducing things they did in the real world right now on this thing in the spirit world. You see what I mean? It's like, for instance, they didn't tie up no spiritual bodies right here either. You know what I mean? They didn't tie the arms of no spiritual beings. They got this for something that actually transpired and took that concept into the drawing of this afterlife. And so I'm just saying it will give me the hint that some boat somewhere in Egypt got pulled with a rope.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was trying to get at.
But I think they also didn't they pull the barge? The ceremonial ones didn't have like rowers. They were pulling it like a tugboat.
So a ceremonial barge might come down the street, in the procession, like the
but
king.
Even when it went in the water, it was roped up to an actual boat with people rowing or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Dude, there's so much stuff I've never seen, like these upside down things.
The New Kingdom stuff gets
crazy, man.
Creative. The old stuff creative too, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm laughing at how they just slapped the scarab beetle on this one person's head.
Well, nah, that's Pepper.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But you know how I'm saying. But I was just like, when they was drawing the other ones, all right, well, who is this behind Kepler? The name would tell us somewhere if I found it in here. But you feel what I'm saying? And they just broke the uniformity is what I should have said. But it really ain't no uniformity.
But yeah, that's new.
Well, you know, I can't tell without reading it. And so I see like...
The name is right above.
Above where? Above. Above. Yeah, the name is above. Okay, yep. Yeah, we got
always Newt. The name be above.
You got Newt. No, I was looking behind it. Look. I was over here reading through this trying to see if I could find a name. But I seen something about them being in the sky. You see she in the sky. But yeah, you're right. Kepler, Newt. What we got over here? Yeah, that's Tefnut and Shu? What's the last one? No, that ain't Shu, huh? Who is this? The last one? Because I can't tell because of that glyph. But I did see Tefnut. You can't tell who this is, really.
I don't know.
Yeah. But okay, and so who's the big deity? Let's see. Ain't nothing on top of their head. Oh, Ra? That's the only thing on top of their head. Tell me that's wrong. I don't know. Let me see.
But zoom out. Okay.
I zoomed out and Ra was on top of this person's head.
But you see, it's like kind of connected to the scene to the left, maybe? The location of the Ra.
This Ra up here?
The big sun. Yeah, but you see, to the left is a big sun.
Mm-hmm.
The next scene. And then to the right, I don't think they're suns, but there's a certain...
These circles?
It's like the same person or different stuff happening processionally, meaning one then the next.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened then to the next, or you see what I mean? Like it'd be I saw something in between. In Ethiopia, they have the Bible displayed in a book, but the book is made of wood. It's like the thing from the Advent calendar, kind of like it opens up. And so it's like similar to a comic book is always the analogy I think of, is it shows scene after scene, and any one of them could be a whole little storyline or dialogue or whatever, but they make more sense when you see them connected as a flow or something happening. And mad times it's the same person, even though the depiction of that thing be changing. Or you know what I mean?
I'm seeing it. Uh-oh, there we got the green one. I told you the skin color didn't mean black. That make me sick. So I mean, that's just like when they use this against, that's just be crazy. You feel me? I'm like, dude, cut it out. But one thing that
You're
I
supposed
did,
to say the same thing when they draw them super jet black.
yeah, but I
In
think
some context.
the super jet black ones got something to do with reality. I mean, you know what I mean? Because there's some super jet black people, bro, to where you really look at them and you mystified by how dark they are.
I mean, we're like being deceived by the depiction of them as human form.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't care about the color of them when it's an animal headed, when the deity is being depicted in some zoo form.
You're
Then
right.
the color of that thing doesn't seem to play such a role. But when it's in the human form, we then start, you know,
The baboons
trying to read more into it.
The baboons is blue. Let me see. Like, why all the what you call this is black? Oh, they put stairs all through this thing and wooden floors, blood. That's how the pyramids got wooden floors?
Nah, this was like part of the restoration.
Oh, okay. So
This
that's
is like
while
some of
they're
the illest.
restoring. I was about to
Yeah,
say they're gonna take that
got,
out, yeah, once they finish.
I think this was opened in the 90s and it didn't exist. So that is a much newer you know, added piece. There's like air circulating in there. They got like a pump. And not all of the spots have that.
Capra keep changing. I think you just slap her on some heads of different people, bro. I think you slap her on the heads of people who in transformation at that moment. She didn't have no weave in the other shot.
Why is it a her?
It's a joke. I'm just joking. But she didn't have no weave. Capra could be a male. But I mean, yeah, okay, but I'm just saying the image that they had her on don't match this one before. Next, you're gonna see it on the body of. I'm just joking. Let me see. This Ptah? Let me see. Who is this? Wasir? Let me see. This Wasir. But I ain't never seen him with a bald head like this, so I thought that was Ptah.
Oh, he always got the blue crown with the.
Oh, blue crown. Yeah. I thought that was a number 3 from the barbershop. With a nice little trim, with a trim around your Oh, but this is a real helmet, huh?
There's a name for this headdress. Yeah.
Capresh? This ain't a Capresh. The blue crown is the blue helmet is different than the blue crown, huh?
From my recollection, that was the same.
Oh, okay, well this is a Capresh. Then this would be a Capresh. But I've never seen the chin strap though. That's hella clean. Them dudes was rocking chin straps. That was smart. Why they got devil horns, blood?
That's that cattle.
That pastoralist. There you go. People looking at that through Christian, and they really think it was some devil horns at this time. I was thinking it too, honestly.
It's the same horns, ain't it? I mean, not that it's the same animal horns, but horns of an animal is the same shit.
I know, right? But okay, so we see horns on a human head coming out before the concept of the devil. That's basically what we say.
Oh no, go back one to see the hallway. It's mad, bro. It's like a whole lot.
So this is what I'm asking you. This flooring and shit is part of the restoration and they're going to pull it out once they're finished restoring it, or this is how it is now?
It's part of the tourism. That
Okay, so this is how it is
in
now.
Restoration.
Yeah. So they added shit to the pyramids basically for us, for our convenience.
They have made attempts over the years to make the tourism in Egypt be more and more ADA friendly.
I feel you. Oh, okay, definitely. I feel you. Yeah, I forgot.
They make
about
it
that.
a level flat ground.
Oh no, I feel you. When you said it that way,
I was there, and there's mad old people. Like Egypt is something that most people only go to on some bucket lists. They retire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
in that concern, I was being inconsiderate in that regard. I wasn't thinking about that from that angle. I just was like, niggas could walk through there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, everybody can't get through there, bro.
It just makes it nicer. But there's a lot of places that you need some good ankle protection. A lot of places are flat, but there's a whole bunch of places you're gonna be doing a form of hiking, taking large uneven steps and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Dang, I'm tripping. Either this is the same tomb or they followed the same color.
It's the same.
Oh, okay. Because they've got this bird painted like exactly like that other one.
You're going to start to notice that each place has a certain set of color range. They had however many crayons they had. I think of it like a Victorian house, which is the colors that they have. It might be a whole rainbow of colors that they use, but it's a specific orange, that orange, and it's a specific yellow, that yellow, it's a specific purple, that purple. Most places ain't got that much green because green was expensive and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So the range of color was dependent, and it was specific project by project. It wasn't just.
Look at this. How could they? I ain't reading this at all. I just see one word pop up like 30 times in my face, and I'm like, what's going on in this text? You see what I'm saying? They keep saying chin. I wonder what is you feel what I mean? I'm like, I gotta read this. So all of this is just gonna be hella fun. Like one day I just wake up at 6 a.m. with a coffee, and you know how it is because I see the results of your work right here in the JSesh. You have to just be getting up when there's hella silent in your house. Because if it's, hold on. I inserted the glyph into the text by doing that?
If you press enter or double click on it or something like that, it'll put it in there.
All right, I'm about to put together a text that make Ujahu stay off the internet for the next 3 weeks. I'm gonna be like, all right, what this say? Look, I'm gonna have all them other glyphs. He gonna be like, oh, I don't know what that. He gonna want to say, I don't know. He gonna be like, look, I'm gonna put that. You feel me? Like that's the glyphs. Read. I ain't gonna mess up your document though. I mean, you got your own.
You just
copy.
pull it off the email. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's.
But that actually ain't even the glyph you was referring to. There's a different one where it just has the little bowl with the star in it.
Yeah.
W song. Yeah, it's like mad fun just to transcribe it. But by the time you transcribe it, you already have the information you need to look it up in the dictionary because you found the Gardner code for it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but anybody in the modern times who put that ancient Egyptian eye on their face, they go to jail, bro.
I thought they already did.
What you say? I'm just saying in these YouTube streets, look, you don't want your eyes looking like this in these YouTube streets. They're gonna find you and lock your ass up. They're gonna hit you with some charges. Name somebody who came on YouTube and painted that eye on their face that ain't got hit with something. I'm just keeping it a buck. Let me see. I even wonder why Pharaoh put that shit on his face after, like, I don't know, I didn't even get it. This is definitely a wasp by the coloring, bro. I mean, that ain't a wasp.
To me, it's about the shape of the main body versus the body in the back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a wasp. You don't draw a bee like that. Like a
And
bee.
they use this same determinative for both words, so it's clearly close enough. You know what I mean?
They use the determinative
And
for.
they use it with honey, so we know it is bee, or like that part of using it as a bee is definite. But I never heard of no words or no stories where they talking about a wasp, so I wouldn't even know. Besides finding
Nah,
it
I
in the
think some of the
dictionary, you know
original
what I
way
mean?
that it. I think the original way that it was explained to me, it was a wash. A wasp.
Oh,
I
go
mean,
back.
like in my earlier teachings, like maybe I was reading buds or some shit.
So go back. I want to.
Then it switched to a bee.
So you see, for personal, photography for personal, video for personal. That's the distinction that I was trying to tell you before.
So you
They
could get.
express permission that you can take picture or make the video with your camera is still under the guidelines that is for personal usage. And I see mad people on YouTube putting up the stuff that they took, so I think that's
Yeah,
close
personal.
enough
I
to the
can show
line that
my.
they don't care.
It's
Yeah, you know what I'm
personal.
saying?
Shit, I
But if
want
you were
my
to try to
people to
use
see it.
But if you were to use it in a book or a
Yeah.
publication, then that would probably be crossing the line or be considered clearly something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I've been going on. I'm pushing on 4 hours on this streaming, so I do got more time to talk about this. But the fact that the videos be so long and make it so that people never get to the content that's towards the end of the video. So if I do get a second win to come back on this, I probably will. But I know my daughter got a game, and I don't know what's up with that. So I'm about to figure that out. I might let her play. She got some pressure on her today. So I don't want her thinking that her father looking at her while she got all this pressure on her and shit. Because they ain't got no other pitcher on the team. You feel me?
Zoom in.
Let me see.
So they only got a certain amount of tombs in the Valley of Kings that are going to be open any given day. So when you get there, you don't necessarily know what it's going to be. And some of them seem to never change, but there's other ones that come in and out of rotation.
Oh, but they let you get Ramses the third though, so that's how you got that, huh? That KV11. So I'm saying on this ticket,
scroll down. Actually, yeah, it's gonna tell us here. It's that one.
KV9 is the fifth, and the fifth and the sixth.
Mm-hmm.
But then up here, this ain't Ramses the third.
Yeah.
So they saying his tomb is open, but you didn't buy a ticket to it, basically.
I did, and I took some photos, but the ones that we were looking at was from KV9.
So this is the question: why does it say extra ticket?
Because when you when you get to the Valley of the Kings and you buy a ticket, that gives you entry to 3 tombs. You get to choose from the ones that are open which 3 that you want to go.
Oh, okay, I got you down already.
But those ones on the bottom, you got to buy a separate ticket.
Yeah, I feel you. Extra data, those ain't in your 3 that you get. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did you buy that extra one and go in any of these? Did you go in Tut.com? It wasn't open. It ain't open.
It's open to the extra ticket. Yes, it's there.
Oh,
and I went into all of them because of having the Luxor pass.
Oh, okay. The Luxor pass, you just buy it at the Luxor? What's the Luxor pass?
It's like many other cities. It gives you access to almost all of the tourism stuff.
Oh, you know what, bro?
Buy a separate ticket.
I was thinking like Vegas. I'm retarded. I was like, you buy it at the Luxor, blood. Thinking it was a hotel. You actually in Luxor, dude. I'm retarded.
But you probably should be able to buy it at the Luxor Temple or at the Luxor Museum. As far as I understand, it's available to purchase at the Karnak Temple, right outside of it, and in the Valley of the Kings. And it's for 5 days.
Well, thanks for tapping in to get some clarity on some of the stuff we was looking at. I just was gearing up to go over some of the stuff you sent me this morning. It was like, why don't I go live while I'm doing it? So, but yeah, I don't want this to go over 4 hours, so I'm gonna wind this down. I might go see who else on these other channels because I ain't doing too much. But for right now, I'm gonna close this one out. So Thanks for joining in, and I'll holler at you next time.
Peace.
That's what's up. Appreciate it. Yeah, let me see. And thank everybody for watching, and thank all the people for doing everything they do. This is a wonderful collection of photos by my brother Jay Mill. I appreciate him sending these to me to help me along on my search for knowledge and wisdom. But yeah, thank y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Let's go see if there's some pseudos out there we need to put some handlebars on or something. After I seen everybody shooting that Chromatic Hebrew, I bagged off. I don't want to give him none of my smoke, because he already got enough people on his head right now that he don't need to be worrying about me. All my shit is right. And so, you feel me? Everything that I would say would totally dismantle him. I'll let him do what he's doing. But when you get to teaching that, saying that Morris is in Kemet, you see right now, I just build up the video today that'll shut all that shit down. So that's what we're going to do. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for liking, sharing, and all of that stuff. And thanks for the contributions. Oh, you know what? Y'all been buying my records. I appreciate that. People been buying that Black Egypt song. It only costs $1. People been paying me $5 for it. So I just always have to mention it so you don't think that what you done went unnoticed. You know what I'm saying? I always notice that, and I appreciate it. Cash apps, I appreciate it. Everything. So yeah, this is about 4 hours of talking.